local football. What a tremendous time. I've never heard of a high school game getting more press than the Zavarian Catholic Memorial game where Drake May was there and Joey Mizzou's. Does Joe Missoula's son go to one of those schools or something like that?
Maybe Zavarian?
Zavarian, okay.
So why are you looking at me? He's your buddy.
Yeah, but you're the one who has to, is sadly kind of almost hanging on to that team. Like you need to watch everything as if there's something on the horizon.
Season opener is on Wednesday.
I was just going to ask you, John, when do they start? Wednesday.
Who
do they open up against?
Philadelphia. At home.
All right.
Yep.
Do you know something? My son's favorite player, and he does not, I bet you he's never watched a basketball game on television. My son's favorite player is Tyrese Maxey, and I have no idea why. He collects the man's memorabilia and his cards. I don't know what about Tyrese Maxey as one his favorite. I don't know if he's seen him play either on TV or live ever.
My son, it's weird you say that. My son has a Tyrese Maxey T-shirt. He doesn't collect memorabilia, but he loves his game. Maxey's super quick, scores a lot. Maybe that's what it is.
I think maybe it must be that he has in some way swept over the social media or TikTok or something like that. Maybe. Is TikTok considered social media, or is it just considered stupid?
No, it's news. That's not social.
Well,
media.
we all get it, but that's redundant. We all get our news from social media, of course. That's how I know that the protesters that had feces dropped on them on a fighter jet flown by the president. See that AI video?
No.
He put out a video. It was him flying a fighter jet with Highway to the Danger Zone playing, and then he drops a sewage, like brown crap all over the protesters in New York City.
How many likes did that video get?
I didn't see it on social media. I saw it being reported in news.
Oh.
But we're in it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. We're all having a lot of fun. Because good on the people in New York City. Just dump a bunch of crap on them.
Yeah.
Because nothing bad's ever happened there that unified the country. Hello.
Hey.
I'm just complaining about the internet again. Yes, so a big weekend. Mike Reese is on the show today. Bob Sosi is on the show. Because of the nature of the game yesterday, just for mental reasons, we can't do 4 hours on the Patriots. So we have a bunch of that audio of Bill Belichick. His North Carolina team very close to winning on Saturday.
Fumble at the goal line, Fred.
It was hard. Obviously, I didn't stay up for the game, but I didn't stay up for the entire game. But it was certainly close. I have seen Cal in person this year because, again, I was at the BC Cal game, and it was like being in a Motley Crue video from like 1985. It was like being in the girls shoot. It was just reeking of sex, that game. Cal and BC, the people, the young people matriculating at the game. You could just tell there was this air of everyone there had sex. I am being, of course, very sarcastic. The Cal fans were disgusting looking, and so I felt right at home.
We've talked about going to a game when the Miami fans are there.
Well, the Miami fans are interesting because the Miami fans...
Remember we saw the same guy about 10 minutes apart?
Yes, because he had a tattoo of the state of Florida that that took some getting used to because it more looked like poo. But he had a black tattoo of the state of Florida, and it did look like poo. And he was very loud. Miami's interesting because Miami's not it's not like a huge school. It's a private school, and their fan base almost is entirely made up of people that didn't graduate high school. So it is an interesting thing there. Like, you could see Alabama because it's massive, and it's the thing in Alabama. I mean, what else are you going to root for sports wise in Alabama? Honestly, What else are you going to root for in Alabama?
I can't-
Clemson
Clemson
is in South Carolina. So what else is in Alabama? There's got to be some other school in Alabama. Whatever. If I don't know, I don't know then. Let's just say there's not. So what else are you going to root for? I always get confused with what the Clemson is. So what else are you going to root for in Alabama? I get that. But Miami, like Crash is a Miami fan. And Crash has a GED. So, that kind of like goes along with what's going on. By the way, Crash is engaged.
I know. I was just about to bring that up.
Muzzle toss.
Again, yeah.
But I will say this.
He's going to take his time with this one?
No, I will tell you this, is that when Crash married the last one, who he still claims was in her 20s, and there's no way. And I believe he thinks that. And I believe that he was told that.
The non-English speaker?
Well, she was Argentinian, and the only thing about that was, she was living in Argentina. So when I say, you go, Fred, what are you talking about? She's Argentinian. No. She wasn't someone from Argentina that lived in the United States. She lived in Argentina, and she couldn't speak English. So what? No, not so what. She couldn't speak English. What do you mean she couldn't speak English?
Crash can speak fluent Spanish.
No, they spoke through Google Translator while they lived together. So people went online when that engagement happened and said, this is a really good idea, including his two brothers. And I went, this is the most irresponsible thing in the world to tell him this. You're lying or you're an idiot. Like, not Crash, because, like, whatever. He was, like, overwhelmed. It happened. But, like, for his brothers to be going, like, and one of his brothers is, like, kind of, the brother I like is the one that shot the gun off John.
Oh, yeah.
In the backyard.
Yeah.
One time we had Crash's brother who lives in Florida on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we asked him if he like displays guns and samurai swords in his living room. We asked if he could take one of the guns and shoot it off in the backyard, and he did in the morning. And
7:45,
like on a weekday morning.
It was crazy.
And no one batted an eye in where he lives, Fort Lauderdale, or wherever he lives. But the other brother seems like kind of like to be a little bit more normal. This one though, Crash's engagement this time, I think is like it's good. It's like someone around his age. He's got nothing to lose anymore. It's all gone. Like, I mean, he's been divorced 3 times.
He's not marrying him for his money. That's very true.
And I think that they have. I actually congratulated him on this one because I think that this one is, out of all of his marriage, well, aside from the second marriage, but more than the first and the third, Lady Crash was the first, and that was a real show.
That's the one where he broke his nose or broke some other guy's nose?
Oh, Pongetti broke someone else's nose at the reception.
Right.
That was the one where, there was a bunch of stuff going on at that one. That was the one where the photographer pulled away on a moped drunk and smashed into a parked car and broke his camera.
And didn't that wedding end with Crash throwing his wedding ring into the tip jar at a strip club as well?
I didn't know that part. Is that right?
Isn't that part of it too? Like,
I don't know.
Oh, boy.
We might have to have him. Is he in a spot where he could join us on the air? Because I know that was
because of what happened the last times he was on the air, and they used it against him to
and I
fire
don't want
him.
to put him in a
that.
jackpot, obviously.
right.
But
I just
I miss him.
I miss him too. Well, I talked.
Yeah, I know
to him
you
about
talked to
this
him,
one,
but I love him on the radio.
Yeah, I agree, but it just. So what happened is when Crash was on the show before, the TV, he was doing TV. He's back on the radio now, but he was doing TV traffic, and they were starting to outsource everything to different states. Like, so they were doing, their weather guy was in Louisville, but he was doing the Atlanta weather from Louisville, like whatever reason for that. So they were downsizing. So when Crash did our show, he didn't say anything bad. It was all very innocuous, but they used that against him to kind of justify downsizing him, which they, in a scummy move, to my opinion, was to try to save any severance that they would have had to give him, which it was obvious. It wasn't anything he did on the air, but I felt really bad because they used this show as kind of the reason they were going to do it anyway, but the reason they did it, which I didn't care for. So I wouldn't put him in that position again. Like, I just don't want to, I don't want him And believe me, he's on a morning show with Barnes, the guy that sued me. So I don't think that Barnes would be overly thrilled if he came on this show.
Understood.
And he's live now. He's the live guy during that show.
That's funny.
Yeah, he's the one guy that does it live. The other people tape it in advance. I don't know how it works. Well, they play bits from the 90s. And not redone. They play like with Jimmy Barron, who's not even on that show.
How is that a show?
Well, if you want to feel good about radio, Jimmy Barron was a big star in Atlanta, and I worked with him. He's been in real estate for like 20 years. But they go, "Hey, Jimmy, we're putting together the Morning X, your old show," and he goes, "Oh, cool." And they're like, "Would you like to do it?" He goes, "Yeah, I'd like to be interested to do the radio. Maybe not full time." And they're like, "Okay." And he's like, "Well, it gets down to salary." He goes, "How much you gonna pay me?" And they're like, "Oh no, we wouldn't pay you." I went, "Oh, well, I'm not gonna do that. No, thank you." So that show is taped. The two people that from the old Morning X that still do it, to my understanding, tape it, and then Crash comes in live.
Jesus.
And does all that. But I do, and I said this to him, I think that this marriage, Crash is in his late 50s. I think that this, look, he just wants to have wants to be loved. He wants love. Like
he is happiest when he's with a woman. Yes,
right. And he, for all of his character, he just really wants that stability and like for someone to love him and to love them back. And I do believe that this is a very, like, everyone's heart is in the right place, and it's not some kind of. I think he got engaged relatively quickly in this relationship because this is like the woman that I think this is the woman he'll be married to for the rest of his life. I do.
Keep your fingers crossed. I hope you're right.
All right.
I don't really. I mean, she's not after any kind of money. She's not after citizenship. She's not after. She seems like a very like down to earth woman. They seem to have a very, realistic lifestyle. None of it seems bad. Let's just put it this way. I congratulated him and talked to him about it. I did not do that with the last one. The last one was a huge mistake, and I knew it, and he knew it too.
I was going to say they're able to communicate without using advanced technology.
Yeah, and there was also that matter of when I went, "Hey, I'm coming to Atlanta. Can you hang out?" And he goes, "No, have you ever seen 30 Day Fiancé?" And I'm like, "No, but I get the idea." And he's like, "I'm kind of doing that now." And like he was flying someone from Argentina. She was going to live with him for 30 days, and if they hit it off, they were going to get married, which happened. So there was a lot there on the table. Like, I don't believe she was the age that she told him. I don't believe that. I think that she wanted to get citizenship. I think that there was a lot going on. There were a lot of ancillary factors there where I thought it was a very bad thing. And if you got him on, well, you talked about it on the air. It was a bad idea. It wasn't good.
Shouldn't have done it.
No, you should not have done it. But when you meet at Disney, what are you going to do?
You get swept up,
You get swept up in the whole magic of it.
Yeah.
And he had a fast pass, and she was waiting in line. Do you think I'm
Which
kidding?
is the ultimate aphrodisiac.
I'm being serious.
That's how they met, because he offered her to said, "Hey, why don't you hop on with me? I got the fast pass."
Nothing you said in that sentence is in any way incorrect.
Wow.
He saw this woman by herself at Disney World, and she was waiting in line, and he said, "Would you like to come up?" And she couldn't understand him, and then he kind of explained it through gestures.
It was fate.
And then they, yeah. And then, they...
Wait, you like Disney? I like Disney.
Well, in South America, we've been over this. Like, Disney is this huge thing. Like, a bunch of people from South America, like wealthy people that get married, honeymoon at Disney. So it's almost like a pilgrimage. And that was like her pilgrimage. And so she was all excited to be there. And Crash has been there, tens of thousands of times. So he had the wherewithal to get himself fast passes and things. And he just took her. And much like Springsteen took Courtney Cox in the Dancing in the Dark video and put her on stage.
Hey, baby!
and launched her into fame. That's what Crash did at Disney. He said, "Welcome to the Western lifestyle, my dear."
Well, good for him. I think it's. I guess I have hope that you say this will be the one he's married to for the rest of his life. That maybe he's figured it out.
I truly believe this is
Good.
the woman he'll be. He's getting older, and I think he's settled way down. And I do, and this woman seems to be, pretty conservative and not. I'm not talking about politically or anything. I don't know what her politics are, but she seems to be like, not like this wild woman or anything. I do think that this is going to work. So I wish he could come on to talk about it, but I would feel bad asking him because I know he would want to do it almost because he wants to be a good friend, and I don't want to put him under that kind of pressure. Oh. So there you go. All right, look, the Patriots played yesterday. They played very well, and we can go over how that game went down. If anyone has anything they would like to add via the telephone, believe me, feel free. 617-779-0985. The floor is yours. The floor is yours. Alf has already called in.
Oh.
Alf calls in every Monday after a victory. And
but
a
only
loss.
when you wear the Lions hat.
Well, that's almost every day. We have to wear hats because of the way it looks. I have to wear a hat because of the way the lighting makes my hair look. Makes me look like I dyed my hair. And they put videos on the internet, on socials. So I got to wear a hat. And almost all my hats are exclusively Lions hats. And the reason for that is simply, I buy them in Detroit, and no one else wears Lions hats anywhere. So I figured, hey, why not?
Mm-hmm. How come the dude got a Lions hat on?
Well, because you're no fan, Alf. I mean, I only say I'm from Detroit every second of every show. All right, so we'll be back in just a moment.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way on the Sports Hub.
Sports Hub.
Did you catch a game last night?
We are Toucher and Hardy. What happened last night is brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lopresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Hardy, the home team, the New England Patriots, go into Tennessee with the interim coach. Obviously, Mike Vrabel fired from Tennessee years ago. A bit of a revenge game. People wondering if that dead cat bounce from getting the new coach would be a factor. Cam Ward's the number 1 overall pick in the draft. There's some things to see. Take us through what happened.
Well, we are going to be, I think, overwhelmingly positive about this team, about their situation, where they stand for the season, all day, all week. Settle in, get ready for it. So this is not a precursor to what we're going to sound like today. At least this is not what I'm going to sound like today. But if you're sitting down to watch that game yesterday and you're saying, all right, here we go. Everything that you just laid out, Fred. Patriots in Tennessee. Pats at 4-2 on the season. We're going to go out there and Mike Vrabel is going to go up against his former team. Mike Vrabel, the defensive guy, the guy who made his bones playing defense. And then the Patriots defense gets on the field against the Tennessee Titans, and it was not good.
Shotgun snap to Ward. He dances in the pocket. He throws it. Left pass is caught. And running down the left side, 40 to the 35, and tackled at the 33 of New England with that catch. Eric Iomanner. And on that play, Carlton Davis fell down. Initially, I thought he might have been injured on the play.
Yeah, he fell down. He was not injured. He just fall down, go boom. And the Patriots were once again for the second week in a row looking like a really substandard defensive unit out there. Whether they're in man coverage and getting beat, whether guys are just left alone in like kind of a modified zone coverage, the Tennessee Titans just were able to kind of do whatever they wanted at the start of the game, and it's unsettling to watch, especially when you think about like who the coach is and what they were supposed to be before the start of the season. The defense is going to keep them in games. You got the Titans driving down the field on them with their opening possession, and not one of these scripted 8-play drives like, oh, what are you going to do against that? No, they're taking advantage of substandard play by the Patriots defense.
Cam Ward's the worst quarterback in the National Football League. You saw why later. And the stat that Andrew Catalon had was that they had run 3 offensive plays with a lead the entire season entering yesterday. This is what you were struggling with.
Yeah. And to that point, I think they've been outscored 47-9
in the first
quarter.
Yep. Guess how many first quarter points they scored yesterday?
Well, we'll get to that in a moment, John. Well, what the hell? Let's just get to it right now. They end up with a field goal there, but
Ward drifts back to his right. He launches up. He throws his deep left for DK. Makes the catch wide open and trots into the end zone. He caught it inside the 5. Crossing right to left. And all by his lonesome for a touchdown.
You know why Zolak's pissed? Because the Patriots scored a touchdown on the exact same play last week, and they didn't recognize it was coming.
Crossing right to left. And all by his lonesome for a touchdown for Tennessee.
So Pop Douglas scoring the identical play.
You can't say Jesus Christ on the radio.
Don't worry, no one's listening anyway.
The Titans first in the opening quarter this year.
That's a good throw, good catch. Wake up on defense. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. No kidding. Well, before that happened, though, the Patriots did have the ball, and remarkably, there was a guy running the ball who was not falling down the moment he encountered contact at the line of scrimmage.
Give to Stevenson, Romano through the left side, and opening to the 30-yard line, and he fights his way to the 27, another first down.
The thing that I like here, they flipped Simmons. They put him over right guard, so it's been over Wilson, the rookie. He handled him early in the first 2 rounds.
I like that, too.
And then he's over Owenu. Owenu handled him, so he's being blocked. So you're getting about 8 a clip now with Monte. Keep pounding.
We were talking about Zoe before the start of the show today. It is amazing how much he sees in that, and just watching everything. And I know guys who play the game watch the game differently, but I'm always amazed. Like, is that what you saw there? You know, the flipping going on and all the pulling and all that stuff. Yeah,
all
he
you
spots
want,
all of it.
I mean, if you are listening, like I do frequently, you want to learn a little something. Anybody can explain what's going on in front of them. Well, that's a backside bust, whatever the case may be. Zolak will tell you why things happen. You learn something by listening to him. There is no higher compliment. He's fantastic.
So, as I said, the Patriots did give the ball to Stevenson. He was picking up yards after contact.
Cross comes left for Stevenson. Ramondre cuts it back right across the 30 to the 35-40. Breaking a tackle, dives out to the 45-yard line. Good work by Ramondre Stevenson as Jeffrey Simmons is able to hang on from the seat of his pants and take down Stevenson by the shirt tail.
That's the Ramondre that we know right here. Get him outside. That's right down the old running. He hits the hole with a little bit of emphasis. He's a different runner.
There we go. So doing a little bit more than just hanging on to the football, actually encountering some contact, breaking tackles, getting downfield. Ultimately, the Patriots would find the end zone with Drake May passing the ball to...
Shotgun snap to May. He's looking left. Throws it back corner for Hooper. Reaches up and makes the catch. What a throw and an outstanding play by Austin Hooper. Touchdown, Patriots.
The catch is on Hooper. The release is on May because the ball's thrown before Hooper is still running vertical before he goes to the back left pylon. And then he elevates to grab it with two hands up high. But May puts him on the only spot where Hooper can get it. Great throw, great catch.
You hear all the fans? You hear the cheering? A lot of Patriots fans there yesterday.
We were listening to it on the way back from UMass yesterday, and Marcy said, "Is this a home game?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Nope." Well, kind of. I said, big travel game.
Yeah.
A lot of sports hub people down there, Fred.
Well, if you're going to go to a game, Tennessee's a good place to go. The flight's not terribly long. The stadium's downtown. I was telling someone about this yesterday, and it wasn't even in reference to this game, is that I go to 1, 2, 3 away football games, various teams, usually in Detroit and then somewhere else. The downtown stadium. It's got to have a downtown stadium because if it doesn't have a downtown stadium, there's too many logistics involved, and getting any kind of ride share or parking at an unfamiliar stadium is a huge pain in the ass. So if you're going to go to an away game, Nashville's like fun for a couple days, and also you can walk to the stadium from downtown. So
That's right. You're going to one. Cincinnati is that way. Cincinnati you can walk to.
I don't want everyone buying tickets. I mean, you don't think?
Shush.
I mean, Jets at Cincinnati. I mean,
I'm so sorry.
I mean, that's the Brady game.
That's the one that people have circled.
Yeah, well,
we're going to travel.
Yeah, I mean, that's the game that's the game people are going to want to see.
Let's see. Titans get up with another field goal there, make it 13-10. But once again, Drake May and his arm finding the end zone. This was a thing of beauty.
Snap chest high. He drops back with time. He loads up. He throws a long ball. Open man Booty. And he reaches out. He snaps it. He tumbles into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots.
What a throw. What a throw. More importantly, it's the catch. Keyshawn Booty is developing into one heck of a weapon for Drake May.
Yeah, it just. I mean, I think May throws the best long ball in the NFL.
That's what Charles Davis was saying. That's what Jason McCourty was saying during the broadcast.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unbelievable because not only does he have great arm strength, but he is that Russell Wilson. He can really put it in the bucket. He can that halo pass, that arcing pass that. And Booty, obviously, his arms are completely outstretched. He catches it by the bottom of the ball. It's a great catch. But May's ability to throw it like that is really unbelievable.
And the other part of it is, well, two things. We saw him throw one down the right sideline to Mac Hollins. It had to be placed perfectly, and he did it, and Hollins made a very nice catch. But the other part of it is the confidence to go for the throat there. I mean, there was a perfect excuse to slowly get the ball down the field, set up for a field goal, whatever the case may be, near the end of the half. There's still 50 seconds left. And in today's NFL, that's an eternity usually for any team. But they called the play and he was open, and bam, there it was. We can score here, fantastic. We have the kid that can execute it too. It's a new day, man. Just watching this kid play.
They obviously saw that when that's what happens when you're running games successful is that you can take those shots downfield, and they obviously saw that was available.
And then to me, that was that sequence there was the end of the day, even though we didn't know it at the time, because Tennessee had been kind of successful on offense up until that point. But Tennessee gets the ball back at the end of the half with, in NFL terms, an eternity to go, and they basically sat on it. They didn't want Cam Ward to commit any mistakes in his own end.
Wanted nothing to do with trying to move that ball.
I was shocked. They had moved the ball decently in that first half.
But if you saw the second half, you can kind of see their point.
Sure.
Considering he's had trouble in at least a couple games without contact, keeping the ball in his hand while his arm is going forward. See, that's 2 games in a row that he's fumbled in a non-contact fumble, not moving, like feet relatively planted, throwing the ball slipping out of his hand. It's that's not good. If you're a Tennessee fan, like you took the kid number 1 overall in the draft and the ball's coming out of his hand while he throws on multiple occasions, that's not great. I mean, if I was watching a high school team in 2 games in a row, the ball slipped out of his hands while he was throwing, I would go, oh no.
Maybe we put it in another kid. Maybe we try somebody else.
Or maybe you wear a glove or something. I don't know what your deal is. Do you think he's ever going to be good?
Now, we all saw this. When he was drafted, he was the best of a weak quarterback class. I think in any other year he wouldn't have gone number 1. So I'm not altogether shocked that he's struggling at this level.
Look, you can't go by anyone's rookie year at all in any way, shape, or form. I mean, Drake May. I mean, you can't go by like anyone's rookie year. All these guys, Darnold, Mayfield, I mean, all of them. Allen, I mean, all these guys, they struggle. But I'm not positive he was that good anyway. So, like, just coming in, I'm glad
at least Mayfield and Darnold were okay. These guys were great in college.
Yeah,
Ward was good.
I think Allen, I guess, is the example because Allen played at a garbage school and he wasn't particularly great in college, and he struggled his first couple years in the NFL.
Yeah, Ward was good at Miami, but I don't think anyone looked at it and went, okay. In any year, this kid would be a top 2 quarterback.
Well, if you look at mocks from the beginning of that season, like I mean, he wasn't a first round pick. I think I've done the exercise of going back and looking who they thought would go number 1. Carson Beck, who had himself a game on Saturday.
Oh boy!
But Carson, and in fairness, he's only 30, so so give him some time. But you can email me if I'm wrong, but I have done the exercise many times of like going back and looking at that draft and seeing who was mocked like in the beginning and middle of the season, and I don't think Cam Ward was anywhere near there. So yeah, I would have my concerns with Cam Ward a little bit.
It was not all good news for Drake May yesterday. We'll find out why exactly that is, but I think everything's going to be okay. We'll get more into it, what happened at the start of the second half here in just a moment.
All right, here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots are now 5-2. They beat the Titans in Tennessee yesterday, 31-13. Drake May, 222 yards passing and a pair of touchdowns. Ramondre Stevenson, a TD run, and Caleb Chase on a fumble return for a score. Patriots have won 4 straight. They're back home to play Cleveland this Sunday. Browns improved to 2-5. They blew out Miami in Ohio yesterday, 31-6. Bruins lost their 4th in a row, 3-2 in Utah to the Mammoth. David Pastrnak, both Bruins goals. They play Brad Marchand and the Florida Panthers tomorrow night at TD Garden. And Toronto beat Seattle last night 6-2. These 2 teams will now play a 7th and deciding game of the American League Championship Series at Rogers Center tonight. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Dr. Matthew Lopresti, Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, the hair doctor of Hardy, Brian Scalabrini, and Dave Portnoy. Call 1-800-GET-HAIR for your free consultation. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7 o'clock.
You're listening to Dutcher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Hey, this October, eliminate chili drink.
Hardy.
A big, beautiful ball of flame.
And a whole lot of Boston sports.
And I have had many offers to become an insider.
And hello again, everyone. A very pleasant good afternoon and welcome to Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. Stevenson runs it right, shoved out of bounds along the far side. For Stevenson, Ramondre cuts it back right across the 30.
That's the Ramondre that we know. Get him outside.
Shotgun snap to May. Throws it back corner for Hooper. What a throw and an outstanding play.
Great throw, great catch. Great throw, great catch. Catch is all Hooper. The release is all May.
May. Quick throw down the middle, caught by Hollins to the 35 of Tennessee.
Hollins gives you that physical presence, like throwing the ball to a tight end out there with speed.
As the final half minute will elapse, Mike Rabel, blue vest, white sleeves. Patriots have won their fourth in a row.
But I am still thirsty.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy, big Patriot contingent, even recognized by Vrabel after the game at the Tennessee yesterday as the Patriots win easily. Second half they take over, and Hardy, we ended at the first half. Let's get into the second half.
Not long into the second half in the third quarter, as we were talking about Drake May, how he may have the best long ball in the league right now, but he could also run the ball, sometimes to his detriment.
May, play fake, roll into the pocket, moves up, rolling right, he's being chased. Drake tucks it under his line, carries to the near side, slammed to the ground along the near sideline, driven down by Roger McCreary. Hate to see the way his head snapped back there on the turf.
I think he's whipped it too a little bit. That's
Slammed
a little bit of a
down.
run. Uh-oh, here comes sneezes.
Greg Rolstad, the referee, is coming over
Oh, they're checking May, dude.
to take Drake May
Oh, Jesus.
to the sideline.
Ooh, they got him good with the head off the ground.
Yeah, the head snapped back into the turf.
Oh, get the blue tent, clear it, get back out there.
Well,
Okay, just real quick, Hardy and I got an email last night, and this is the only concern I would have coming out of yesterday's game, really. And he says the only criticism I can have of May is that he just refuses to slide feet first and is constantly smoking his head off the ground. Whatever that is. He had one concussion diagnosed last year and looked like he had another later in the season that he somehow passed the test on. Remember that?
Yes.
Okay. He hit his head pretty hard against the Steelers, and in today's game, love his ability to run and his toughness. But this kind of thing builds with each concussion and could derail not only his season, but long term. I hope for his own sake they coach it into him to slide, but I think it's just who he is. Yeah, he hits his head a lot, and he's so good that is a concern.
Tries to take on. Well, in that case, he tried to take on the defensive back by stiff arming him, and the defensive back took him down. But he took more than his fair share of punishment yesterday. And standing back there and getting hit as much as he did, and I think Tennessee had 4 sacks. Get outside the pocket. You've taken enough punishment. We're relying on you. Get down on the ground.
Right.
There's no glory. I mean, there's no glory to that. There was still a lot of game left. It was early in the third quarter when this happened.
Yeah, but the way he got up, I mean, not surprising to see him taken into the tent. He did the classic, blah, 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 literally tried to, shake the stars away and the birds circling his head. It's not funny. It's obviously not something that they're taking lightly. But once you already miss a game last year because of this, and you narrowly avoid missing another one, I would very much like to see them coach into him the slide. Doesn't mean you can't run the ball, you can't take off. Get to the sideline. If there's anyone approaching, just get down. There's no need to mess with it. There's too much at stake there. He's too good. But then again, if Josh Dobbs comes into the game, that's not the worst thing either, apparently.
Josh Dobbs leans forward at the waist, gathers in the snap. He drops back, he's pressured. He slips the initial rush. He slides right, he throws it right. The pass is caught inside the 20. Josh Dobbs kept the play alive and found Pop Douglas with a first down, New England.
By the way, Pop Douglas later in the game saved May's ass on an interception by falling and reaching behind him.
How?
Even he caught it, which is amazing, but even just getting his hand on that ball.
That was 4th and 1. That was a couple of plays after that highlight we were just talking about.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's, I mean, that is an interception. There's 3 guys behind that play that are going to make that interception unless they're horrible.
Yeah, it was right.
It would have hit someone in the stomach. So that Pop Douglas, I mean, everyone's, playing to their ceiling right now. It's something to see.
Yep. As far as the other scoring in the game goes, Ramondre Stevenson, who opened the game by running the ball, I think 4 straight run plays to open up the game, and Ramondre Stevenson, obviously the featured back yesterday, he was able to find the end zone.
Drake takes the snap, hands it off. Ramondre running it right into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots!
That's a good drive right there. That is a really, really good drive. Bay gets it going, gets nicked. Dobbs gets in, keeps it alive, gets the throw to the right side. They continue the drive.
That made it 24-13. And then the icing on the cake, the
single back, hands on knees, turns, play fakes, rolls into catcher, and Chason picks up the ball with a flag thrown on the play. Chason has it running into the end zone as Cam Ward off the play fake, rolling backward in big trouble immediately. The Patriots are celebrating in the end zone as Caleb Chason.
What's going on? What's happening?
Well, he's getting excited.
Rolling backward in big trouble immediately. The Patriots are celebrating in the end zone as Caleb Chason able to take the football in for a score.
Zoe's talking over Sosi. Sosi's talking over the ref. It's just whatever. It's 31-13. That made it on the scoop and score there, and the Patriots get the win yesterday in Tennessee, their 4th straight victory, as they just apparently are doing everything that they have to do against these bad teams, which is beat them. And even if it's a slow start from the defense comes through there at the end. Offense doing more than enough. 31-13, your final. They moved to
Look,
5-2.
Yeah, they're dominating bad teams in the NFL. That's very, very good. It's, again, good teams, very good teams. Super Bowl winning teams lose to bad teams. It's a long season. You're on the road. That happens all the time. They don't take games off. They don't seem lethargic. There are moments they do. May best deep ball. They established the running game again. I don't care who they played. It was a dominant performance. The only thing that I would be concerned about when they're in the playoffs, because they're going to make the playoffs, when they're in the playoffs is the defense against a good team. That's my only concern would be, can the defense hold against a really good offense? Now, they beat Buffalo in Buffalo. I understand. Right. But I'm talking about in a playoff situation where they're playing, they're playing, excellent competition in a playoff situation. Can the defense hold? That would be my only concern.
When Mike Vrabel took over the team, he said to the media, I'm not sure we can take advantage of bad football. Well, it's obvious. He's gotten them progressed to the point where if the other team plays poorly, the Patriots are going to step on them and win the game. The question is, are they good or are they a decent team that can beat bad teams? And I don't know if we have proof of anything yet, even though they won in Buffalo on a Sunday night. The later into the season we go, and we see it happen with Kansas City, there are good teams that start slow and then come on late. Can they beat Tampa in Tampa in I think it's 2 weeks from Sunday? I mean, Atlanta has a very good defense. You're going to see them here a week from Sunday. There are bigger tests in front of you. They've passed all the initial tests. They've beaten bad teams. They can take advantage of bad football, which in itself is amazing considering the last 2 seasons before this one. But there are still hurdles that need to be cleared before you can say, okay, we have something here.
Yeah, it is way better than any of us thought that it was going to be, yes. And the turnaround has been incredibly impressive, and there's a franchise quarterback in the fold, so a lot good going on. We will spend many, many, many moments and minutes and hours talking about this game and the excellence of the Patriots. Mike Reese will be joining us at 7:20, but there's other news in the world of sports, including, of course, the incredible leaked audio from the Belichick Jordan Hudson, and that really does need to be talked about. So we will do that in just a moment.
Absolutely.
You're listening.
the Mammoth. David Pastrnak, a pair of goals in the loss. The Bruins had a 2-1 lead in the late stages of the second period, but could not hang on. They're back home to play Florida tomorrow night. Toronto beat Seattle last night 6-2, and that means a seventh and decisive game of the American League Championship Series tonight. And Kevin Durant yesterday signed a 2-year, $90 million contract extension with the Houston Rockets. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the $14.99 Big Deal Meals at the 99, like the new grilled teriyaki chicken available every Monday through Wednesday for just $14.99. You gotta love the nines. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
To us, Boston pride runs deep.
I'm a Bostonian!
This is Boston's Home for Sports.
Bow, bow, bow!
98.5 The Sports Hub.
Oh boy, I guess it's time for more Toucher and Hardy on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. Watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. And get involved if you're listening to us on a podcast, either on the 98.5 The Sports Hub app or something, and it's not 7:04 in the morning. You can watch us on YouTube. They're up there forever. If we're playing this, means we're going to talk about Bill Belichick. You just woke up. I want to hear about the Patriots. We just did an hour of it, or 30 minutes of it. We're going to talk to Mike Reese after this. Give us a little time. We're human beings that need to talk about other things in our lives. Well, Belichick's team came very close to beating the University of California, in California. But at the end of the game, there was a receiver walking in for a touchdown. The ball was punched out of his hands and recovered. So now they are 0-4 against major conference teams. I guess the Power 4 conference teams. So he's sitting at 2-4. Mac Brown, 6 years, 6 bowls. Bill Belichick will not be making a bowl this season, and their schedule is as easy as the Patriots. So I mean their schedule's really easy. I'm not joking.
The ACC, and now that they've gone by Clemson, there really isn't much.
And Clemson's no world beaters this year, so I mean it wasn't like their schedule has been exceptionally easy. So I mean there's really not a lot of excuses for this whole thing. In fact, let me just look very quickly out of my own curiosity. Okay, so they've lost to TCU, UCF, Clemson, and Cal. They play number 16 Virginia, who they're going to get killed. Then they play Syracuse, Stanford, Wake Forest, who's okay, Duke, and NC State. I mean, TCU, UCF, Clemson, Cal, Virginia, Syracuse, Stanford, Wake Forest, Duke, and NC State. They're playing this season. How many of those teams that they played were ranked? None.
None at the time. And Virginia is ranked, right?
Yeah, so they play one ranked team this year.
And they'll probably win 4 games?
Oh, I don't know. They'll probably beat Stanford. But BC couldn't beat Stanford.
That's a different measuring stick.
So they're not going to beat Wake Forest. I don't think they win at Syracuse. I don't think they beat Duke. And they're certainly not going to win at NC State. So they're not making a bowl. But anyway, our good friend Pablo Torre, who will be on the show Wednesday.
Hey.
Pablo is coming back. Adam got him in 2 seconds, our good friend. And even though his bosses make fun of me for liking Pablo so much, and it hurt my feelings, because I've never been mean, to my knowledge, to Dan Le Batard. In fact, I always said that I thought he was talented, but all I did was compliment one of his employees and say that Bill Simmons was off base with his Belichick praise 6 months ago, and I thought some of the reason is he doesn't live in the New England area anymore, and they framed that as I was going, well, he doesn't live here. I've never positioned myself as an expert as to what the attitudes of those in New England are. I'm an outsider, baby. I'm an outsider everywhere. I got no home. I'm a High Plains drifter. I don't know what's going on. That was unfair. And you both agreed. Don't even answer. I know you did. All right. So anyway, so Bill Belichick and his lady Jordan. Jordan's been out of the news lately, but now she's back. So they're sitting down and they got some kind of TV thing, and Matt Patricia's there too. So it's a real collection of talent.
Thank God.
Hey, listen, Ohio State's humming along because of him. So so anyway, they're all sitting around. Who would have thought Matt Patricia's doing better than anyone right now? So they're all sitting, everything's humming around. They're talking about this TV show that they're doing. And Jordan Hudson, I don't know if Pablo Torre says this here, but this is true. Jordan Hudson was not supposed to be there. So this is a TV show that has producers, NFL Films, producers, graphics people, directors and stuff, and Jordan was not part of it. It was not agreed beforehand that Jordan would be a part of this. That Jordan showed up. So put yourself in this situation. You work for NFL Films, who basically invented the concept of covering sports in this cinematic way. They are NFL Films. If you ask anyone about the history of the NFL, is responsible as anyone for the popularity of the sport. It was revolutionary what they did with, and then it was revolutionary in the 80s, how they put together those videos. It was just, home videos. Who would have thought that highlights of home video would go to home video? Everything they've done and covered has been cinematic in scope, which was revolutionary. No other sports were doing it. I defy you to find something from the 70s about the NBA that was done like in NFL Films.
Nope.
That narration, the way, the camera angles, everything NFL Films has done has been hand in hand with the growth of the sport. You're walking into a situation. Now put yourself in this situation. If you had the audacity to show up, and just anyone. You had the audacity to show up. Someone you know is doing something on television, and you're interested in television. What would you do? Well, I would like to think that everyone listening to my voice right now would sit and learn. Digest information, kind of go, oh, this is interesting. If you see something that seems odd to you, you go, that's odd. You keep it to yourself. You don't go about how you can use Adobe. We played this on Friday. She kept saying Adobe, some nonsense.
She kept saying Adobe Photoshop.
So
no one says that. You just say Photoshop.
But regardless, she goes Adobe Photoshop, and she's saying it to these people like they don't know what it is when they do it for a living. It's preposterous, and it's a sign of lack of intelligence, as we've been over many, many times. I'm 50. There are people that ask me for advice. There are people that I've had some minor success in my career. A sign of intelligence is just the ability to sit back and know what you don't know, and then to ingest information, and that is how you build knowledge. You go into something with ignorance, which is what we all do. You sit, you listen, you get the information to kick around in your head, and if you're intelligent, do it yourself. But a non-intelligent person goes in and starts going, I know more than everyone, which is exactly what Jordan did. And not to be lost in this, Bill lets her in, lets her take over the show. This is a woman that's 50 years younger than him. This ain't about sex anymore. This is just, I don't care if she was his age. It wouldn't even be as funny if she was 73. But here we go. Jordan, no television experience, NFL Films, only television experience. Here we go.
So when I talked to the many people who were around this set at NFL Films studios, working on Coach, this...
I'm going to stop real quick, and then I won't stop it for a while, is that everyone from NFL Films just shared this with him. Because they were like, this sucks. She sucks. He sucks.
Like, how did it leak? Oh, no, everybody leaked it. Everyone immediately said, who can we send this to? Pablo, let's all send it to
And we've all done television. There's literally an infinite amount of B-reel. Like, there's just an infinite amount of, like, stuff. And there's not enough time in the universe for it, if it was all released, to be consumed. The idea that now ABC or whatever network it was that she did the CBS that she did the morning show released the B-reel footage, and that NFL Films has released the B-reel footage is really unprecedented. Like this, it just is impossible. Like Fox, like everything they pre-tape and all the networks, if they did this, 24 hours of programming, there's just not enough time. It's really amazing how much they've pissed people off.
So when I talked to the many people who were around this set at NFL Films studios, working on Coach, this ill-fated show from Bill Belichick, one of the funny things that did become clear is that nobody was even sure whether Belichick was aware of like this degree of just general tension and dysfunction emanating through this whole enterprise, right? So Matt Patricia looking the way he did, Lombardi being off somewhere off screen, Jordan Hudson, all of that. People were not sure whether it was because human emotion isn't Belichick's strong suit. They weren't sure if it's just because all of them kept on just kissing Belichick's ass in person. But the thing that came across, as exemplified by this next clip of Jordan Hudson leaning in and attempting to have a private conversation with her boyfriend / business partner / boss on tape, is that they did enjoy shitting on other people.
So Belichick and this genius he has a lapel mic on, and Captain Television, Jordan comes in, and they start having a conversation while he's wearing a microphone.
PR pro, Jordan Hudson.
And Belichick has been doing this for, 70 years?
This is Frank
He
Drebin,
started
a naked gun.
I mean,
going to the bathroom.
I was about to say taking the term you're not allowed to use, but you might as well be taking a dump. This idiot, imagine wearing a lapel mic and like just starting to crap on everyone in the room. Like somehow, like you guys turned it off, right? Yes.
You wouldn't be listening to what we're saying now.
Like this wouldn't be being taped. I mean, that would just be a waste of digital space. This isn't on the 38 millimeter or whatever film. This is this thing's just running. I mean, so Jordan, in all her savvy, and Bill's an idiot too. But Bill's allowing this and indulging in this and wants this too. So these two geniuses go off to the side wearing a mic and have this conversation. Oh, whoops! I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, that looks great.
Listen to Bill breathe, and he always is clearing his throat.
Even
when
the
he's off mic.
the smacking is not just press conferences.
Did you find that interesting too?
I did.
That's not an affectation.
I thought it was. I thought it was one of those things to piss media people off and to keep them from asking questions and to use up the time that he has to kind of limit the questions he's asked.
No, he's just like a gross old man.
It's weird. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Let's go back. Let's go back. Okay. Let's go. Yep. All right.
We should have Tony pulled aside.
No kidding. Thank you. Thank you for helping solve this really properly.
You should send him one of those texts, like even when I'm working, even when I'm with somebody else, I'm thinking of you. I was thinking of you the whole time. You want something? We should get Tony in here.
They're talking about someone that they work with that they believe is a graphics expert.
Very much. He would make this place better than what it is, I'll tell you that.
Just gross. Thrusting. Like phlegm falling on her chest. Phlegm falling on her back.
Phlegm.
What's that on my lower back?
Oh, Bill.
Oh, Bill, that was quick. No. That's just me coughing up crap.
Just a little lung butter.
Let me get my kerchief and get that off of you. Are you sick? No. That's just my normal phlegm that I carry around with me on a consistent basis.
Get my hanky out of my hip pocket of my trousers. Tossed upon the chifforobe there.
Sorry, that Werther's from earlier just came out.
He would make this place better than what it is, I'll tell you that.
Oh my God. He farts with his nose.
It's just the same thing. How many times have we played that sound over the last 20 years?
Just think if you had a girlfriend, because, we're heterosexual. If you had a girlfriend and she was like super hot, but she was always going, you'd be like, what's going on? It's insane. He's so gross. Jesus God. You know what? I can't.
It's almost too mean.
I can't get through it all.
We got to come back to it.
We got to come back to it later.
It's fine. We have time.
There's too much. I love it too much.
And
you really get a sense when they're talking too, when they don't think anyone's listening, because it's great because you get to hear how they are together. It's two idiots. It's two idiots that think they're smarter than everyone else. And one of them has got a real OCD or some kind of lung problem where he is coughing things up. I mean, he's not even far away from having tubes up them nostrils of his. Gross. Ugh.
Jesus God.
You're a horse.
How do you even make that noise?
I don't know.
Do you think it's an OCD?
Take a Claritin.
Oh.
No, because I don't. It can't be because he does it all the time. It can't be because he's not sick. Because if he was sick and never had done it before, you just go, he's sick. He's not sick. I wonder if he's got some kind of like compulsion, like it's a nervous thing.
I mean, it could be, but I think he just is like has just bad lungs. It's just always got crap that he's going to clear out.
Settling from the head
And think
down
about
to the throat.
Think about it too.
He
like
needs to get to his primary care physician.
Well, think about it too. When you guys all have kids, when your kids are little, right, and you've got to like teach them how it's appropriate to like blow your nose.
Well, how often do you have to blow your nose? You don't blow your nose every day.
Apparently, he needs to.
Well, that's what I'm
often.
saying. It's either a severe mental problem or a severe physical problem.
I think it's the latter.
See, I think it might be like anxiety that he just like has this compulsion to make
like
these
it's a
noises
tick or something.
Yeah. Like he's got Tourette's or
Could
something.
be.
All right, I can't do it in one break. Jesus. It's too much. And the Patriots won, and I don't want to. And that's kind of an insult to Belichick too, is how much success Vrabel's having. So much more success than Belichick was able to achieve when he didn't have Tom Brady. There was that Mac Jones season, but let's be honest.
Yeah,
that was they weren't building to anything. All right, so let's talk to Mike Reese. We'll save you. I'm sorry, I have this passion, but others seem to have it too. So what can I say? We'll be back in just a moment with Michael Reese.
Toucher and
So, that's how brothers do, and that gets us close.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. Mike Reese is the best. He is ESPN's NFL Nation reporter covering the Patriots. He was down there in Nashville, Tennessee. Are you still in Nashville, Mike?
Good morning, Fred. Hey, Hardy. Hey, John. I'm here at the airport. It's been a long night. Broadway, Mechanical Bulls, so bear with me.
Wow. Yes. Now, live music is your forte. Was there anyone terrible playing there that you went to see?
So many choices, Fred. I didn't see any official show, but any restaurant you go into, there's people playing. It's fantastic.
And I will give this to Nashville, is that like as corny as like modern country music is, when you go into a bar and there's a band playing, a lot of times it's not annoying. So I will, because they're good enough where it's not annoying.
I agree. We were down at Justin Timberlake's bar last night, and I think John Bon Jovi has a place down there. I mean, it's so alive. And looking out, it felt like we were in Boston, like the Patriots jerseys. This was like a takeover from all the fans down here.
Well, we were talking about it earlier, is that if you're going to go to an away game, Nashville's a fun place to spend a weekend, and it's really still authentic. I mean, between Kid Rock and John Bon Jovi and Justin Timberlake all having places. I mean, it really is like walking into another world. But it is a fun place to spend a couple nights, and you can walk to the stadium, and that's like all you want from an away game. So if you're going to take over a game, that would be the one to take over, I'm sure. All right, so Mike, let's start with this. Drake May is, first of all, great win. It's very difficult to win on the road in the NFL. They blew out a team. It doesn't matter how good the team was. They look fantastic. But Drake May, had to come out for a couple plays. He, hit his head hard off the turf. He was hit a lot in that game. Are you concerned with Drake May not sliding? He's so good now. This is the kind of things you look at. Are you concerned about injury with him?
Well, so I think it's a good question, Fred, and I think this was a little bit of a step back, believe it or not, for Drake in terms of what they've been talking about with him in terms of tucking and running, right, and letting the play progress out. And he even mentioned that after the game when I asked him about 21 of 23 passing. What's your reaction to that? And he said, I should have had more because there were plays where if he had let it develop. So I think I'm not concerned, Fred, but I actually do think like if we want to start with a sort of a critical analysis of the game, that's one area where you want to see him go in the other direction this week coming up against the Browns, against a good defense. Maybe don't run as much. Because there are more plays to be made in the passing game.
Yeah, and we mentioned, he got hit a little bit yesterday. What was that an offensive line problem? Was he holding onto the ball too long? What was the issues with the quarterback hits and sacks?
So probably I'm going to guess, Fred, a combination. I haven't had a chance to go through the full game, but it looked to me like the rookie left guard, Jared Wilson, had a couple pressures on him. And pretty good Tennessee Titans defensive line. Jeffrey Simmons is one of the best in the league. I know he didn't play the whole game. He got injured early with a hamstring. But I would say probably pin it a little bit more on that than Drake himself on some of those hits.
Okay. It seemed like Vrabel, he'd said the running game and, he committed to it and they had success. What was the difference in the running game that you saw yesterday?
So I think when the offensive linemen were talking last week about just finishing longer than the player that they're blocking, sometimes it's a little bit more of a simplistic view, but I think that's what I saw. They blocked better and in unison. So there's like combination blocks at the line of scrimmage. Looked like they were working well together up front. And Ramondre hit the holes and maybe ran a little more fearlessly. So at times I thought last week there maybe was more to be had. and there was some tentativeness because he wanted to make sure he came up with the ball at the end of the play. And I felt like in this game, he let it rip a little bit more.
Mike, we were talking about this last hour. The fact that they're 5-2 is fantastic. They already have more wins this season than they had in each of the last 2 seasons. But I'm trying to figure out, what is this team? Is this team good, or have they progressed to the point where they can just take advantage of bad football and beat bad teams?
So I think they're a good team, John, and I think they can get even better than what we've seen. And at the same time, I think it's a good point you make. Like, they haven't played too many of the what would call top 5 teams in the league. And when I say that, I'm thinking about Tampa Bay, Detroit, Kansas City. I'd put Buffalo in there. They played them and beat them. And that game alone tells me that they're a good team. I'd say taking advantage of the bad football is part of being a good team.
All right. So if you're looking at this and from the run game standpoint versus the pass game standpoint, as you kind of mentioned there earlier, is Mike Vrabel concerned at all with balance at this point? Is he afforded himself the luxury, to get to 5-2 and say, all right, this is where we want to be, or is he still just going to be looking at this in terms of, hey, whatever's available, we're going to take it? It seems like the offense has kind of proven itself enough now, Mike, to where they can start thinking about things more philosophically if they wanted to.
Oh man, I think on this one, Hardy, I start with the turnovers. No turnovers the last 4 games, right. And they're 4-0 in the last 4 games. So I'm trying to think like Vrabel, and I think that's where it starts. They were, after that Steelers game, when they had 5 turnovers, they were -3 in the turnover differential as a team. I think they're +2 since that. They're +2 now on the season, which is a great turnaround. I don't think he thinks they're there offensively. I don't think Josh McDaniels would think they're there offensively. I started to watch the game over, Hardy, and this is the crazy part to me. I left the game thinking Drake played this great game. And the more I watched it, I'm like, they actually can do it. It wasn't as great, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I know that sounds crazy. I think there's a lot more there is what I'm trying to say. And I'm not being like, I don't want to sound negative, because it's more of a compliment that I actually think they can be a lot better than what they.
There's another gear or
what
two.
they showed yesterday.
Yeah.
And
yes.
so,
yes.
and that's great, because it's the next kind of line of questioning. This is, again, like you, it's not negative. It's a positive. This team's making the playoffs. So you get into a playoff game. You could have a home playoff game. You get into a playoff game. You're playing a good team at home. What's the vulnerability, do you think, like when they get into the playoffs and they're in that kind of atmosphere against quality opponents, where could teams take advantage of them?
Well, I don't think anyone can like the way they're starting games defensively. So that's the first thing that comes to mind. Got to come out, get to them early, come out with more energy. And honestly, Fred, like, can they reestablish home dominance? I know they beat the Panthers, and they're, that was a big home win.
Panthers 4-3, so I mean that's not even that bad a team. So
that was good. But they lost to the Raiders on opening day. They lost to the Steelers in week 3. I think, to me, where can teams get to them? I mean, I want to see if the Patriots can be a better team at home, start faster defensively, cover kickoffs better. I don't think the kickoff coverage was great. And I think the other vulnerability, Fred, and this is why the playoffs thing is unbelievable to me that this is even possible right now at 7 weeks into the season. The vulnerability to me is still depth. Like I look at like running back as an example, like the splits between Ramondre Stevenson, Travion Henderson, and Terrell Jennings. Like that tells me that they have like full confidence in Ramondre right now. He's sort of got himself back after the fumbles. And then like if something ever happened to him, I think there's a big drop off. Robert Spillane at linebacker, same thing. So I know what you're saying. I'm just like, I don't know if we can bank on that the team's going to be fully healthy going into the playoffs. And so that would be another vulnerability to me, just the depth at some positions.
Because it's been insane how healthy they've been. Like the lack of injury up to this point has been great. And we've talked about this, and you could talk about it every year. I mean, it is a lot of it is the team that stays healthy, and they've been able to do that. So that's a huge positive for them as well. And, so, yeah, we talk about lack of depth, but it hasn't been a factor.
I know. And Fred, I wonder on that, how much of that is, some of it's probably luck, but I do wonder how much of it is Vrabel's approach. This has been fascinating to me just because we've been so conditioned by one way of doing things for 20, 25 years in terms of like how they practice. So like 5 weeks ago, I was asking Vrabel why they don't practice in full pads, like they don't put thigh pads on, which was always what they did on Wednesdays. And so he doesn't do that. Because he thinks with the full shoulder pads up top that it's enough. I think he pulls back sometimes, with the GPS tracking, all that stuff. It's just a different approach. And I think that's born from him going outside of the Belichick coaching tree and seeing different ways of doing things and taking advice from others who had been other places. So that's sort of a fascinating one to me in terms of just that, the team health and how they go about their sort of daily, weekly workload.
Considering the depth you guys are just talking about, what should the Patriots prioritize as we get closer to the trade deadline?
So, John, I'm still on the running back thing. If they can get another one. Otherwise, in defense, I guess you can never have enough pass rushers. So after Harold Landry and Calebon Chason on the edge there, first and second down pass rush, those guys can be hard to get, but those are the two that come to my mind. I mean, I don't know if you guys agree or disagree with me, but I don't think receiver. I like what they're doing at receiver. What else would you think? Maybe in the secondary?
No, I'm just laughing at the fact that, we're sitting here saying like, yeah, receiver, they're all right. Why are they all right? Well, they got Keyshawn Booty and Pop Douglas, and I'm not joking, but can you imagine us saying this at week 7 or 8, before the start of the season? Like, no, they're fine at the receiver position. Diggs is contributing, and every once in a while, Hooper or Hollins and Henry will step up and make a big catch. So, no, I'm with you. I think the running back is an issue. The one thing I do wonder about, though, Mike, and it's health related, is Drake May having to go into the blue tent yesterday for the concussion protocol. They got to get him to slide. I mean,
we talked about that.
I know, but just for the dynamic nature of his run game, and there's just too much at stake. They have to get to him. They have to explain to him
that was the whole first half of this interview.
I know. Okay, I'm sorry.
Am I wrong?
No.
Okay.
Mike, am I wrong? Did we not discuss that at the beginning of the interview?
Okay, I'm sorry. I must have zoned out for a moment.
Oh, that's more than okay.
No.
I've been there several times.
Sorry, Mike.
Don't. No, I'm just. I didn't want you, Mike. Have to.
I was actually.
Again.
Well, the one thing that we did have to get to is, as long as we have one more thing, you or Zoe mentioned a concert that you guys are going to at the end of the broadcast yesterday.
Yes, we're going to be seeing Bryan Adams down at Mohegan Sun Saturday night, and Zoe is asking for a little bit of grace if the broadcast for the Browns game is a little rough on Sunday, because he's going to be coming off a big night with me, Brian. It's the first show for Bryan Adams in the United States this year, so we're going to welcome him there. We're going to have some signs. I'm thinking we might do. I might bring a sign to this one because he takes sign requests.
Okay.
What would you do?
Whoa! What's on the sign?
Yeah.
What's on the sign?
I was going to ask you, I think One Night Love Affair is an excellent Bryan Adams song that's not always on his set list.
We all know it, of course. It's of course, Mike. We all know all the B-sides. We all know the deep cuts. I know.
Please have Zoe carry a sign that says Summer of '69. Please.
Or Cuts Like a Knife.
Yeah.
All right. So I know, if it's just me, I know Cuts Like a Knife, Summer of '69, and the Half Off Card Shop song where I worked at Half Off Card Shop. And they played it once an hour.
All for One, One for All.
No, Ever Loved a Woman. Everything I do, I do for you. Yeah. And then Have You Ever Really Loved a Woman, which are two terrible songs. There's no way you like those songs. Those two, I would imagine.
Great songs, Fred. They're all great. And you're forgetting Heaven, Fred, like the eighth grade middle school dance.
That's not
Come on.
bad.
But that was like a dirty movie that came out of. That was about a male stripper. Do you recall that? I always remember.
I don't. Yeah.
Well, I was very closeted. I was very, well, that too. But I was very sheltered in terms of my access to pornography. So when I saw in the news, I would look at the newspaper for stripper ads, like at Jason's and $1 Million Saloon. They would have tiny pictures of the featured dancers. And I remember seeing the movie poster for, what was it? It's about a male. It was a movie about a male stripper, and me thinking, this is about sex. And it being confusing to a young Fred Toucher. So my parents sued the Free Press to get that out of there. All right. Well, listen, you love who's opening for Bryan Adams? It can't just be him.
No, Pat Benatar.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Are they swapping out headlining duties? Is it like a Kid Rock, Jason Aldean situation where they, one takes the night off and the other gets the headline?
This is a clear 1-2, Pat first, then Bryan. And if you guys are intrigued by this conversation, they're playing in Boston at the Garden Sunday night. So you could go watch Patriots Browns, go and see the show at the Garden. That's a good Sunday.
They are just that act is trying to sell out the Garden.
The Garden you would be amazed who can play the Garden.
Really?
That's not surprising at all. And go back and watch Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Pat Benatar, for about a 2-year span, there was no one bigger in music.
Well, there were 3 girls at Ridgemont who had adopted the Pat Benatar look.
That's right.
And that is very true. Yeah. And it wasn't a bad look in retrospect. All right. Well, Mike, listen.
I apologize for missing the entire first half of the conversation.
That's all right. There was some he has a big Keegan Bradley event today, so he's all wound up. He can't. He's got to go out there and talk to like superintendents and stuff like that. He's fit to be tied. All right, Mike. Great stuff as always.
Great.
Love you. Thank you for coming on. Have fun on Saturday, and we'll talk to you next Monday.
Appreciate you guys. Always great being on with you.
All right. Thank you, Michael. There you go. The great Mike Reese. Whoops. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Making 4 straight wins for the Patriots. They beat the Tennessee Titans 31-13 in Nashville yesterday. Drake made 2 touchdown passes. Ramondre Stevenson a touchdown run. Patriots are 5-2. They're back home to play Cleveland on Sunday. The Browns are 2-5. They beat Miami in Ohio yesterday 31-6. Bruins have now lost 4 straight. They lost in Utah to the Mammoth 3-2 yesterday. David Pastrnak, both Bruins goals in the loss. Their next game is against Brad Marchand and the Florida Panthers at TD Garden tomorrow night. And at the baseball playoffs, Toronto beat Seattle 6-2. So the American League Championship Series is down to a 7th and deciding game tonight. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the Country Ski Expo, November 8th through the 11th in Hanover. The biggest ski and snowboard clearance in New England, plus live music, food, trucks, a beer garden, and ski resorts on site. Free admission and free parking. Get all the details at countryski.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8 o'clock.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Skiers and snowboarders, don't miss the Country
Hey, everybody. We're Toucher and Hardy. I guess I should address this by now. You've all read about me, and I'll just make my statements now. I ran a race on Sunday, yesterday. You've probably all read about it. It was a big to-do. So this is going somewhere. So I went to run this race, and I went by myself because, who was going to come to you when you run a race? But you got to take a car service there because there's nowhere to park because there was 2,100 people in this race. So I went, and they said to get dropped off at a bank. I can't remember the name of it, or I tell you. It's not the bank where I bank. I bank at Cambridge Savings Bank. All because of Felger's endorsements, and that's absolutely true. And so I get dropped off at a bank, but it's the wrong location. But I got to get to the race because I got to pick up my number, and I only have like 20 minutes. So I say so it's a mile and a half from where I am. So I think, do I get another ride share? But it could take a while to get. And then I don't know where they can drop me off because I don't know really where to say. So I walk the mile and a half to the race.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
But that turned out to be an okay thing. But it's weird going to something with 2,100 people by yourself. And now this is in Newton. So usually, and I have friends that live around there. So usually my kids, whenever I've done this before, have come with me. And they managed to find people, and then I end up knowing people and the whole thing. But I went by myself, and I was like kind of late. So I got there, and I was just like standing there by myself. And then right after it was over, I just walked away. And, as soon as it was over, I just walked away and walked down the street and got a ride share.
What was the name of the event, Fred?
Patty's Road Race.
Okay.
Patty's Road Race. And so it benefits a charity and all these things. I enjoy the race. It was a beautiful day. So we all know what happened the last time I talked about the race on the air is John went out of his way to hurt my feelings. John was running a lot, and he was feeling good about himself, and he decided that wasn't enough, that he was having success. He had to take shots at me. So what was happening is that I sent my watch. I have a watch that can track how you're running and stuff. It's not like you can look at it on YouTube. It's not a whole situation. It's not like an expensive thing. I'm not pretending I'm running marathons. But I set it to the wrong setting. I set it to treadmill running. So it was way behind how far I had gone. And they had mile markers. And so when I got to mile 1, it said I had run a half a mile on my watch. So I didn't get tired. But my heart rate was relatively high, but I didn't get tired during the race. So, but I thought, I'm not going to finish in under a half an hour, which is my goal. So, big deal. I'm glad I ran it, and I didn't get tired. I don't know how that happened. I was feeling good about myself. And when I finished in 30 minutes and 44 seconds, which put me in the 850 in the race out of the 2,100 people, which
top third.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that. It's the guy who won it ran it in 15 minutes. So I say this to the guys. I showed them where I finished, and John was like, "Oh, you did such a great job. You did such a great job." BS. Too late.
Oh no.
Too little, too late. It was just platitudes. It was paternalistic. It was just everything wrong with the world.
Leave it to you to bitch and moan about a compliment.
Ben, our friend Ben has something to say about it. Ben, go ahead. Thank you.
Freddie, baby.
Benjamin, hello.
Hello, sir. Fred, I want to thank you for being so brave. Shout out YouTube Nation and Twitch fam. Thank you for being so brave in running this race, overcoming the obstacles, defying the odds at the wrong place. The only race that Wallach's ever won is down the hallway of a nursing home for coconut pudding or something.
It's true.
Good for you.
It's true.
It's about all I'm capable of.
And
right
Ben,
now.
I'm sure you remember when John said, what I said is I ran the race before in 29 minutes. And I was very proud of myself, Benjamin, because I'm not a runner. And, I had stopped drinking And it was a big moment for everyone, Benjamin, and I think inspiring to a lot of people. And when I said that, I said, I'm not lying. And John goes, yeah, why would you lie? Just break in 30 minutes. And then, but you know what that did, Ben? It sucked the life out of me at that point.
My daughter is still crying over that comment. 6.5-year-old, Wallach, you made her cry.
Well, my kids were listening, and they were like, Daddy, is it true that you're such a piece of garbage? Why does John hate
my
you?
Goodness.
And then there was a lot of family therapy after that. But thank you, Benjamin, for understanding. But I saw it, John. It was a desperate attempt to make up for past mistakes. I would have been more happy if you just made fun of me.
No, I don't think that's the case at all. Knowing you as I do,
again,
I don't think that. I push back on that a little bit.
Just another shot. By the way, the water out of the refrigerator, the water where we get water at the station is broken, and that was cool, nice water. The water out of the refrigerator is not only warm, it tastes funny.
I think the word tepid comes to mind.
It's I don't know how something coming out of a refrigerator that's working is tepid.
Yeah, you don't want to drink that water. Who knows when that filter's been changed or when those lines have been cleared out.
It's not like I'm like, listen, the idea that we pay for water is insanity to me. I never buy bottled water. Well, no, it's besides the environmental effect, which is real. It's just that it seems like the failure of the human existence that if you were dying of thirst and you would you not drink tap water? How is tap water poisoned? It's that I don't know where that became a thing. Like where the water even needs to be filtered. Like if the government's poisoning us through tap water, that's a big problem.
Well, obviously it was a problem in like the 70s with all the pollution and stuff, but not just in Flint, but in a lot of places.
Flint,
Woburn, for instance,
it was really bad.
But
regardless, you can drink tap water.
I'm backing up your point though. You absolutely can, but people have been conditioned that they can't.
Right.
But in many places, the tap water is fine to drink.
But this is this water. I don't know if I've ever experienced like this. It's gross. Not since John Farrell on my Pee Wee football team would show up with a water bottle full of rust-colored water. And we said, what's going on? And he was a dirt road kid that had a well water. And his well water was literally brown. John Farrell. And you know what we did? We treated him a lot like John treated me. And I guess this is the universe coming right back. So thank you, John.
The circle has been closed.
Sorry I'm not as good as you. But some of us are just trying. John goes to the Special Olympics and goes, this isn't so great. These kids are like miracles. They're like having the time of their lives. And John's sitting there going like, that's not even fast. But that's John.
The emails have started.
Yeah, they're to you.
Yep.
So you did in 30 minutes, 42 seconds.
44 seconds.
Yeah. And I suppose we should also congratulate 12-year-old Arjan Goyle, who ran it in 1852. Not to take away from your accomplishment.
No, Arjan's a ringer. Arjan's a star.
I'm looking at all the
Arjan was signing autographs afterwards.
12.
Arjan's a big deal. Arjan's got Olympic dreams, so you tip your cap. You're just honored to be in a race with Arjan. You know what I'm saying?
5K in 18 minutes?
There's a 5-year-old listed in here that finished 18th? That can't be right. That's got to be a typo.
I think it would be. It's all U.S. Olympic timed. You qualify for the Olympics by finishing.
Jonathan Cluett, age 5, male, 1733.
If that's true, God bless him. Because I remember my kids trying to run a mile at one of these things.
No.
I don't question it. It's all by the book. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy.
Because it's a thing.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
No idea what you're talking about.
Here's more of The Thing on the Sports Hub.
Around the NFL with Toucher and Hardy.
Hits a button.
We're Toucher and Hardy. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. Around the NFL is brought to you by Joyce Cooling and Heating in Nashua. Starting to feel chilly around the house? Time to schedule your heating tune-up to avoid surprise breakdowns. Like when John attacked me and I went home and was inconsolable. To help avoid surprise breakdowns when the cold hits, plus save up to $4,400 in rebates and tax credits on new Lennox systems, schedule at joycecool.com. Celebrating 30 years. All right. Not a great week for the NFL. If you were coming in from another planet, somewhere else in the galaxy, and you were to be told that this is what's captivated everyone, people would be like, why? But nonetheless, there was one sort of almost historic game that went on.
It was historic, although I would not have blamed you for tuning it out, as the New York Giants were in Denver and were up 19-0 after 3 quarters. However, the Broncos would score a touchdown, go for 2 to make it 19-8. Giants then scored another touchdown, and when it was 26-8 with 6:38 left on the clock, probability win less than 1% according to Next Gen Stats.
And Next Gen Stats probability is great because I need to be told when a game, other than the score, what the chances are for a team to win.
Boy, the Giants really should win this game.
Why does that exist?
Because it's next generation, Fred. You're the old generation. This is the next generation. They use stats to tell you less than 1% chance to win. You're down 26-8, 6:38 left on the clock. However, Broncos score again, go for 2 again, make it 26-16. Then, wait a second, we got Bo Nix here too. Broncos with the ball again.
Nix on a design quarterback run. Bo inside the 10. Bo inside the 5. Touchdown, Denver! Holy mackerel. The Broncos are an extra point away from putting 30 on the Giants in the 4th quarter.
Indeed, but 30 wouldn't be enough as the Giants scored again.
Empty set for Dart. Dart pumps his right leg, takes the snap. He's going to run with it, and he dives ahead. Did he break the play? No. Short. Everything is reviewable.
After reviewing the play, it is a touchdown.
He did get in at 32-30 at that point. The Broncos get the ball back and have a chance to win it with a field goal.
An attempt of 39 yards for the win. Snap, placement, kick on the way. It is good! Bronco players celebrating like they just won a home playoff game.
33 fourth quarter points, most in NFL history by any team that was shut out for the first 3 quarters. Bo Nix, first player ever to run for 2 scores and throw for 2 in the 4th quarter.
The Giants missed 2 extra points in that game.
Didn't help.
And then they had to go for 2, and they missed that. And, well, it didn't help. It's the reason they lost the game.
Yep.
So, unfortunately, Jackson Dart seems to be pretty good. Statistically, not a fantastic game, but he's pretty good. I mean, that Denver defense is insane. And they put up 32 points against them. They should have put up 34 points against them.
Dart threw a bad pick in the 4th quarter, and then going 3 and out on the next possession helped get Denver right back in the game. I mean, Denver got the ball on the 19-yard line after that pick? Get them back in the game?
And look, I know Denver gave up 32 points to a team that's not, great offensively and is missing their best player, offensive player. I realize all of that. But I'm telling you, with that coaching and everything, in the way that they've won games this year, I wouldn't want to play Denver in the playoffs. Unless I'm Kansas City, and then I'm fine. But in the AFC, seeing what we've seen and how teams that were supposed to be good have fallen off and all this stuff, just keep an eye on Denver. They win ugly, but the fact that with that offense they were able to come back in that game, the Giants don't have a bad defense.
No. Brian Daboll, do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, tough loss.
put their heart and soul into it. So not a lot of talking that needs to be done when you lose a game like that. Everybody gave everything they had.
I call that a two-pow because they gave a little bit of heart and soul.
How do you spell it? I think it's T''P''A'.
She says, give a little. I always thought she said, give a little bit of heart and soul. Give a little bit of love to Paul. But she doesn't. I think she says, give a little bit of love to grow.
I think that's right.
Is there a better one-hit wonder from the 80s than Heart and Soul by T'Pau?
I gotta check that out. Let's see.
Because that is a phenomenal song. Everyone would agree.
Big Country.
Big Country.
Yeah.
Big Country.
That's
an excellent
Slade,
argument.
Run Away. That's not bad.
I don't even know what that song is.
Yeah.
I don't know that song.
Run away.
So I don't count it.
Honeymoon Suite, Feel It Again. Never mind. We're going way off page.
Yeah, I said hits. Honeymoon Suite.
Yeah.
The hell song is that? Do you know that song?
No. Okay.
Jesus, Jonathan.
You said one hit wonder.
Yeah,
but it's hit.
Oh, sorry. It's supposed to be good.
And if it was
one song wonder.
All right.
And if it's the best one of the 80s, it would be like an iconic song that everyone knows. Like Heart and Soul. They still play it at places. Big Country.
Tony Basil, Mickey.
That's good.
But Mickey's not a good song.
But Mickey, you're so
Very
fine.
popular.
You're so fine, you blow my mind. Hey, Mickey.
It said best,
Hey,
not
Mickey.
most popular. Jesus, John. Play along. You're still trying to get back from your insults.
Let's go to San Francisco, where the 49ers were hosting the Atlanta Falcons.
Hello. Adam wants me to do it.
Falcons deep.
Where is it? Where was the game?
San Francisco. San Francisco on the field. They've got the ball, but watch out for that Falcons defense.
Hughes check out of the backfield to the right. They're going to throw inside, and it's intercepted. Off the hands of Jennings. It's Caden Ellis, and a stiff arm against Mac Jones as he head toward the Atlanta bench with the interception.
Whoops.
Get with it, Mac.
Well, Mac didn't have to do anything. He's got Christian McCaffrey.
Jones takes and gives. Christian cuts it up inside. Backpedaling his way. Pushing. They got him in.
What?
Up front for the Niners tonight. A touch.
He tried to get it out.
Pushing. Push. It's birth or poo, either way.
They got him in. Braun up front for the Niners tonight. A touchdown, San Francisco.
McCaffrey running for 129 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 200-yard game from scrimmage.
Shanahan might be a good coach.
Yeah, right?
Well,
he seems to be able to get that run game going, doesn't he?
Well, their defense is missing everybody. They're missing Bosa. They're missing their best linebacker. They're missing everybody.
But very quickly, they needed a stop to end the game, and they got it.
So it all comes down to this for the Falcons. 4th and 10 with 1:31 to go. Here's the snap. Blitz coming. Penix back. He's looking. Throws over the middle. Incomplete. And the 49ers will take over with 1:27 to go, leading by 10.
I would say Christian McCaffrey being healthy was more why Mac Jones succeeded yesterday. I mean, McCaffrey had, let's see.
I think that's what I said, Joe.
24 carries, 31 touches, but I wanted to get to this. 31 touches for McCaffrey. The rest of all of the skill players for San Francisco, 25 touches.
All right.
Well, but we talked about this 31 touches.
All right, so Purdy's out, Pearsall's out, Fred Warner's out, Bosa's out.
You want to count Ayuk? I guess you can.
I mean, Ayuk's been out all season, but I mean, what the 49ers are doing, this NFL season is a real mediocre season in terms of.
I thought you were going to say it was wackadoo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't deal in hyperbole or sensationalism, but I guess that's where you choose to take this program. But, I mean, you look around the league, the fact that Shanahan's doing that, missing, 6 of his best players is insane. It's insane what they're able to do. And what the hell's going on with Atlanta? Who the hell are they? Penix not very good, and that's who Alex Barth wanted the Patriots to take.
Oh, that's right.
If you'll recall.
Atlanta's going to be here a week on Sunday.
I was going to Prestige Car Wash while I was in the car and heard that. I remember where I was when I heard Felger and Maz.
Where were you when you heard Alex Barth wanting to take Michael Penix?
Well, it was Felger going on and on about taking Michael Penix, and then Alex Barth was like agreeing and saying, like, yeah, I think he's the best. Look at what he did in the game we watched.
I think Zolak was on the Penix bandwagon as well at that point.
It just was so funny to me because, again, he was on TV and had a good game.
Yeah.
And that was the entire reason that people wanted Penix. Not like I knew any. I never saw Drake May play in college. I don't know anything about it. But I never ran around saying, take Penix because I saw him play. I'd heard really good things about J.J. McCarthy's draft status. But I didn't say, like, oh, I saw Michigan play twice. McCarthy's the best. I handed the ball off a ton. I just knew based on what people around the program were saying and people in the NFL that he was going to be a first-round pick.
Well, Mac Jones handed the ball off a ton to Christian McCaffrey yesterday. See what I did there, John? And he knows how good he is.
He definitely owes me some money. He fell down on those passes at like the 2-yard line, so he wanted to run them in.
Mac.
But no, he did a great job.
Yeah,
he's an awesome
in all seriousness,
competitor. Just does his job on every play, and that's what you want.
If only Mac Jones had a good coach at the beginning of his career, maybe he could have won some more games. Again, Belichick not looking great. Belichick not looking great.
San Francisco 5-2 atop the NFC West. How about that? All right, let's go to Los Angeles where the Colts were playing the Chargers yesterday. Daniel Jones.
Jones out of the gun, and it's Amir Abdullah into the game as the running back right of Jones. Shotgun snap for the quarterback. Good protection. Fires in the end zone. Tyler Warren. Touchdown. INDY.
This is supposed to be a good one yesterday, too. That put Indianapolis up 20-3 at that point. Justin Herbert, though, not going away that quietly.
Shotgun snap. They rush 4. Herbert under pressure. Throws to the end zone. Caught you. Touchdown. Chargers. Welcome back after missing a game. Quentin Johnston, how we missed ye.
Okay, so the Chargers were down 23-3 at one point in this game. It's a Harbaugh team, and he just wants to run and be hard-nosed. Herbert threw the ball 55 times in that game.
Ooh.
I mean, because they were down so much, 55 times in that game for 420 yards. What's going on with the Chargers? That was supposed to be defense, grind it out. I understand that they have a very talented quarterback physically, but that's not how Harbaugh wants to play. I mean, they've lost to some Indianapolis 6-1. I'm not talking about this game, but the Chargers have lost to some very mediocre teams. I thought that they were going to be a lot better than this. This was supposed
to be a competitive game, like a marquee game.
Yeah.
Is it just as simple as them losing their top 2 running backs? I mean, you were talking about Amari and Hampton was supposed to be their guy. He's on injured reserve now. And the backup's out too. So you got 2 running backs that aren't very good. Is it just that easy?
You would think that you would still be able to at least average more than 2 yards a carry.
No, I
don't know.
But weird.
I also don't know why their defense gave up 38 points to Indianapolis. That was supposed to be a good defensive team. Indianapolis is 6-1. Jonathan Taylor,
oh my God,
3 touchdowns. He could be your MVP. I know it's not going to go to a running back. He'll be your offensive player of the year.
But he's top 3.
Taylor just putting the icing on this one.
High snap for Jones, but he pulls it down, gets it to Taylor. Marching to his right. He's at the 5. Touchdown! The trifecta again for Jonathan Taylor. 3 rushing touchdowns for the greatest running back going right now. It's 37-17 Colts over Bolts.
And that's an interesting... Taylor's the best running back in the NFL, right?
Yes. Yeah. Right now he is.
Is it close with any? Because Saquon Barkley is not doing anything. And much to my chagrin, because I was told not to take him in fantasy and did anyway. But really, what other running back? I'm asking for real because I don't know. I mean, Jonathan Taylor has been just phenomenal. And Daniel Jones, another second chance kid. They all hit unless they go to the AFC East. All the second chancers. They all seem to
Let me check Gibson Montgomery's numbers. And I'll get back.
Justin
Taylor,
Fields is the one guy that seems to not have this kind of juice.
Taylor leads,
when he goes somewhere else.
Taylor leads the NFL in rushing by 100 yards at this point.
Right. Who's number 2?
Javonte Williams, Dallas.
Oh.
He looked good yesterday.
And then Dowdle, after his 2 big games, is third.
He did not do well yesterday. Dowdle, and he didn't start that game yesterday.
James Cook, I guess Bijan Robinson would be the next guy, but he's 5th.
Yeah, and he's got games where he's not effective. You guys didn't see Dowdle play yesterday? You missed that?
Missed that.
How'd you guys not see that?
I don't know.
You guys didn't keep your eye on that one?
Shush. I haven't recorded.
Yeah, I don't want to blow it for you, but it was an offensive, real situation. Holy crap. We're not. That game's so bad we're not talking about it. I saw more of the Patriots game than I saw that game. You can ask my son. And my son saw more of his phone than he did that game. But again, I'll be in Cincinnati checking out the 0-7 Jets against that super Cincinnati team.
You can see Joe Flacco beat your team.
Oh, they're going to lose. Don't get me wrong, but we'll see.
McCaffrey already has 132 carries.
Oh, and by the way, Breece Hall's pitching now in social media after games, so that's great. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. We'll continue to go around the NFL.
Stay tuned for
Toucher and Hardy, as we continue to go around the NFL, we know that your New England Patriots are sitting at 5-2 on top of the AFC East, and that is exciting. What else was going on, Hardy, yesterday?
Well, the Cleveland Browns are really good. So the Miami, what, John?
What? I looked at you. The Cleveland Browns are really good.
They're really good.
It was funny because he went to you for information while we were in break, but you had your headphones
Sitting
on.
there with your headphones on.
Listening to one of these one-hit wonders you're so fond of.
Trying to talk to you.
What is it that you wanted to know?
No, I got it. I got it.
Okay.
We figured it out on our own.
Me.
Oh,
Yeah.
very good.
I did ask Fred. We talked and we had fun and we laughed.
I feel left out now.
In Cleveland, the Browns were hosting the Miami Dolphins.
Judkins waits for it. He bobbles the snap. He picks it up. Now he goes forward. He spins. He's in! Touchdown! Judkins, his second of the day. He bobbled the snap and somehow found a way into the end zone.
How could you against Miami? I don't understand. How do you manage to put up points on a team like that? Sometimes you need your defense to do it for you. Like, let's say, first play of the second half.
Tua from the pistol, throws to the outside, blasted, picked off. Campbell down the sideline. He's in the 10, the 5, touchdown. Are they going to call it a score? It's a touchdown.
Hot take here. Tua's career is over. And it manifested himself when he talked about, after last week's game, about lack of buy-in and people showing up late to meetings. I don't know how much you guys have been following it nationally, but it did not work. It was a big deal.
He had to come back and apologize afterwards. Somebody got to him.
Well, no.
Quickly.
Players in press conferences without pushback were going after him. He lost that. Tua lost that team. If I'm McDaniel, I'm like, please fire me. Like, I want out of here. Tua, because Tua was never good enough physically to get by on skill.
But that was a knock on. Now, that was a first guess when he was drafted. Obviously, he was great while he was at Alabama, but he got hurt a lot.
Well, beyond that, he has no arm strength. He's not fast. He doesn't have the physical skills. So I take it leadership was one of the checks in his box. But now he's lost that. It's a scary every time he gets hit. He's not very good at all. I'll put it this way. If you're a team that needs a quarterback and say he gets just cut, let's go to a fantasy world where he gets cut. He gets paid a lot of money, but he gets cut. And he's just a street free agent. Do you take him to be your starting quarterback? No. So his career is over.
The sad part
he blew it, and McDaniel was the guy.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, McDaniel was his guy and the guy that resurrected his career, and now it's over. And I do not believe, despite Darnold and Mayfield and Daniel, all these guys that have had these second, third chances that are excelling in the league right now, I don't think there's any way, and I don't talk in absolutes very often, I don't think there's any way Tua can resurrect his career, that he can be a starting quarterback in the NFL.
What did he say after the game?
Definitely not happy, not proud of where I'm at with my play, with how I've gone about things this year. I know I got to be a lot better, and I've been better for the Miami Dolphins years past, but this isn't years past. This is this year, right?
Well spoken. It's exactly right. Well done.
All right, I think I got it. What about Mike McDaniel? Is he worried about his job?
I find it very offensive to all parties involved. If I'm thinking about having the job, I need to be doing my job. So for as long as I coach for the Miami Dolphins in this organization, they'll get everything from me.
All right, that's
how do you
good
keep
answer.
your job? How? Is there any way he can survive today?
Okay. So the reason to keep him is just because, what are you going to do? What's an interim coach going to do? He's been there for a while. It's not like in Tennessee where you hired a guy, realized you made a mistake, and you fired him. And so they're going to fire him. He's not coaching the team next year. It's just I guess a matter of when they want to do it. But if I'm McDaniel, I for real want out of there now. I want to be fired now because I don't want to have to deal with this team, because every loss and every problem in the locker room and everything a player says when it's not even about him, is going to get back to his style, and he can't command a room. So it's all just this snowball that's going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger the longer he's there. I want to pull the cord now and get out, because I think he can coach a team. I don't know if he's the guy I'd want to hire, but if it was between him and a lot of other guys, I'd take him.
Well, at least he has some success. 2 years ago, Miami was decent.
Yeah.
He resurrected to his career. I mean, there is some track record of him being able to turn things around, if only briefly.
And he'll certainly be an offensive coordinator again, but he's a very good offensive coordinator. But, I think he would do very well in a college atmosphere. I think that if he came into your living room, I like him a lot.
He wouldn't be your normal rah-rah guy sitting in your living room recruiting you. That's true. Well, real quick, Cleveland, who just beat Miami, is going to be here this coming Sunday.
That's right.
Cleveland Browns, at the moment, are the number one defense in the NFL.
Yes, I've told you. Now, I have seen them play a couple times, and, their defense is really, really good.
Number 3 against the pass, number 4 against the run, number 1 overall. And Atlanta, by the way, is number 2 in the NFL defensively, and Atlanta's going to be here a week from Sunday.
I'll check the weather, but maybe we should all go to the game on Sunday, unless someone else has other plans and they're doing something better.
No, but you're more than welcome to join me in Cincinnati.
Oh.
You don't want to go see... they have a huge art museum.
I love that you're
it's a lovely walk down to those bars.
A road trip to go see the Jets.
And you know what the reasoning was for this particular week? Is that there's no way they'll be out of it by now.
They might be. They could be 5-2, but more likely 4-3, 3-4 at the worst.
I thought they'd be 3-4.
Yeah, even so, they'll be hovering around 500. This game.
Well, they wouldn't be mathematically eliminated from the playoffs yet. Yeah, so
lucky you. 0-7.
Look, if I was going with friends, I wouldn't go. But I mean, you know what it is? It's time with the boy.
There it is. Quality time. Yeah, quality time.
He's really. He'll stay a Jet fan forever. I mean, this isn't testing.
Let's go to the Kansas City Chiefs, who, had their struggles earlier in the season. They seem to be finding something.
Now Mahomes goes over the middle, caught, touchdown! Kansas City, weapons everywhere! Hollywood Brown loves gargling the sweet nectar of the end zone. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns for the Chiefs.
Why would you gargle the sweet nectar?
That is, all right. Okay.
Well, why don't you just consume it?
All right, yeah! Score! Sweet nectar.
Now, again, I'm not going to get all over them for beating up on a bad Las Vegas team, because we're still, happy for the Patriots when they get wins against bad teams. But especially when Mahomes is doing it with multiple weapons in multiple ways.
They load the right side up again. They single the near side. Todd Rice, touchdown! Kansas City. Rashee Rice, his 2nd touchdown. And back. And is he back, baby?
Well, if I'm the Patriots, the 3 teams I don't want to play in the Super Bowl are Buffalo, Denver, and Kansas City. And Kansas City being at the top of that list. Kansas City was screwing around at the beginning of the season, and now they're not.
28
They beat
points.
the Lions. They killed the Raiders. It wasn't a game.
28 points or more in each of the last 4 weeks.
So, because the 2 games that I was interested in were jokes, I did flip over to Kansas City, and Minshew was playing quarterback, and there was a lot of time left in that game. So, that game was settled very early. That was not that. There was no doubt about that one. Kansas City is back. They got their best offensive player, or their best skill position player back. It paid immediate dividends, almost like they were trying to incorporate him into the offense. So
one thing that did not
Rashee Rice, by the way, is who I'm talking about. He had 2 touchdowns.
One thing that did not work for Patrick Mahomes yesterday, he tried the fake hard count on a 4th and 1 in the 2nd quarter.
Well, they're going for it on their own 40, on 4th and a foot. Try to draw him offside.
Whoa.
It did work. He was faking it, and
he just turned to hand the ball
and
off,
he handed
and they
the ball
got the
off,
first
and
down.
they got the first down.
That was great.
So that was, he turned to Andy Reid and swore at him.
All right. Mahomes says, Coach, it doesn't
there they go.
work.
They
He was
go for
faking it.
There they go.
Yeah, so it did work.
They asked Mahomes about it after the game.
What goes into making that feel like it's natural, even though trying to set up the defense?
I think it comes from all my State Farm commercials. No, I'm joking. The Nags actually came up with the idea. You know, we had talked about doing the hard count, trying to draw the teams off sides. So I was like, I'm going to use that as part of my acting to like try to get the defense just to relax a little bit.
Maybe Minshew wasn't in with a lot of time left. He didn't throw a pass.
He was in.
3 yards. No, I know he played.
In.
No,
Yeah.
I saw him playing.
Were you by the way, just to kind of counter or to play off of that, were you thinking at all that maybe Dobbs should have come back in yesterday for Drake May?
Much earlier, yes. He came
Much
in later,
like
earlier than he did in the fourth
earlier
quarter.
than he did in the fourth.
Absolutely, yes.
Because Zoe and Sosi were talking about it. He's like, yeah, I think it's time. to get him back in here. And that last series that he went out and played, I don't know
series
anymore.
before that. No,
Yeah,
no.
I don't-
Absolutely. Because, as we mentioned before, May took a lot of punishment yesterday. And he already had bounced his head off the turf once. The game was out of hand. There was no reason to have him out there, especially how important he is to this franchise. They should have taken him out a long time before they did.
A lot of it is the opponent, John, but every week now we see these crazy fourth quarters now. And I'm not saying that, Tennessee or the Denver Broncos and they can put up 33 points, but is it really out of hand at that point?
I don't have a problem keeping a quarterback in the game. I mean, I think that you hit the nail on the head is that it's never really decided. They pulled them eventually, but I'd pull them when there was like it was like a fact that they couldn't win. Like, there's 2.5 minutes left and you're up 3 touchdowns. Like, then I might think about pulling them out.
Against quarterbacks that were capable, I see your point. After watching Cam Ward after the first quarter, there was no way he was going to score a couple of touchdowns.
Well, then maybe they're looking at the next-gen stats and they're using, the win probabity percentages.
Oh, you know what? I hadn't thought about that.
It's certainly a wonderful problem to have. I mean, you can... it's a fantastic problem to have.
Yeah, if one of the criticisms the day after the game is you're talking about, you didn't pull your quarterback early enough because the lead was big, but it wasn't big enough. Whatever. It's a discussion. All right. Finally, Vikings, Eagles, Minnesota.
Direct snap to Jordan Mason. He sprints out to the left. He reaches for the end zone, and they say he was short.
Replay assistant rolling on the field is a touchdown.
Yay! Hooray!
That made it 21-16, but Jalen Hurts talking about guys who are starting to feel it again.
Hurts, he lines up in the gun with Barkley to his left. His two best receivers stacked to the near side of the field. Brown outside of Smith. Now Brown goes in motion. Hurts back. Hurts looking. Hurts firing. A.J. Brown, touchdown!
Yeah, let's see if he bitches because Devontae Smith had more receptions than him. But both receivers going for well over 100 yards, Smith and Brown. Did you see how Minnesota defended the tush push, which I don't like saying?
No, I did not.
Yeah, they drew them. They drew a false start. They had taken 3 linemen. So the let's say nose tackle. I don't know. The nose tackle is lined up right in front of the center. They had 2 linemen like diagonally next to him. So like there were going to be 3 guys at the center, and there were 2 linebackers directly behind them. So they had 5 guys converging on 1 lineman, and it was funky enough where it made the false start, and they couldn't do it. So perhaps that is the
3-2 stack monster.
Kaboom!
Right nose tackle.
But
ball.
That's good. Nose guard, nose tackle. I don't know what you want to call him, but I'll tell you this: is that now you have to worry about him. Obviously going in running away from that, but it wouldn't be the tush push at that point. So perhaps you sell out to the tush push, thinking that.
Well, Philadelphia's already shown you once that they can take it around the end and just use that as a false flag, so to speak, Fred.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, by the way, 19 of 23 for 326 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
Yeah, it's nice to see Minnesota struggling. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. That stadium, though, is insane. We'll be back in just a moment.
Insane in what way?
It's just great. It's retractable roof. They had the roof open yesterday. The walls of the outer part of the stadium are glass. It's just like one big window around it.
I was saying I didn't think it was anything special being in it.
Were you in it for the actual Super Bowl game?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've never been in it, so
it seemed very industrial on the inside.
Yeah, media.
Someone Google best stadiums. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so we'll be back. You were in it. I haven't been in it. It looks cool on TV. All right, here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots won in Tennessee yesterday, 31-13 over the
completely wrong about that the Broncos game, man.
Yeah.
Wasn't 1%, it was 1.8%.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there's nothing like being told that it might be hard for a team to win when they're down a lot of points.
You get it, though? I said 1.8.
All right. No, I don't get it.
I don't get it.
What's 1.8
I don't get it either.
All three of you don't know what 1.8 means? Oh, my God. Come on, dude.
What does it mean?
Captain Hut Sports Take there last summer tried to compete with you guys, and he got a 1.8 rating.
Oh, Jesus, Bob.
Wow. All right.
That is a deep pull. I don't know. Jesus Christ. You could give me a million guesses, and I wouldn't have gotten that one.
Not doing that.
Nah. I appreciate the gesture, Adam, but that doesn't justify that. I appreciate it, Bobby. You're very into it. You're more into it than even I am. I didn't get the reference. But there you go. Hardy, I know. Go ahead. What did you got?
No, you mentioned that we're giving away the Bruins tickets on Wednesday. Not great now.
You want to get a point on a 3-game road trip, and they did not.
They were better. Last night, they were better than the first 2 games.
But Pasternak is scoring both of your goals, and where you keep talking about how they got to find some other goal scoring, it's like, no, they haven't found that yet.
Well, if you're going to beat Florida, tomorrow's the day to do it because they're missing everybody. So if you might want to try that game on for size.
Did you see Marchand after his fight the other day?
Yes.
Ripping the straps off the helmet. And the kid, this kid looks like he's 12. So he's like, he's breaking my helmet. Hey, he's got my helmet. Now he's breaking my helmet.
I know that. Yeah, he skated to the bench with his helmet, to
the box. Yeah,
to the box with his helmet. Yeah, it was. Marchand's the biggest name on that team now.
Well, Florida, I'm looking at it now, 15 goals in 7 games. They have the exact same record as you do. They're 3-4.
So whatever, you lost on the road. You're going to be a borderline playoff team. It would be nice to beat Florida at home with all those injuries. I will say that.
All the good things that they did in the first 3 games of the season, great goaltending play, good defense in front of you, different people kind of chipping in, all that went to crap in those first 2 road games. Now, granted, Colorado might be the best team in the NHL. I mean, you could play at your top game and still not beat them, but goaltending was not good. Defense was not good. It was obvious. There's such a narrow path that this team has to walk to be successful. If they veer off of it by just a little bit, they're in big trouble.
And that's the thing is that you weren't looking for a lot. I mean, you were looking for 2 points out of those 3 games, and they came out with none. And that's disappointing. Yeah. And they had back-to-backs. I know they were. It was a long road trip for the amount of time they were gone. All of that I understand, and no one was going to go out there and get 6 points. But you were saying, could you scrap together 2 points in 3 games?
Compete, according to everyone who watched. I didn't watch the game. According to everyone who did, the compete level was much better. And I saw the highlight. Bad turnover in your own defensive end leads to the game-winning goal. That's the thing. If the defense, and we saw this happen a couple of times during the 3-game winning streak to start the season, the defense made bad plays, but they only made a couple of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the problem here.
Hardy, I understand that you had your big tailgate at University of Massachusetts.
Yeah. You want to do this now? Because I can't do this in 2 minutes. I can try. But
I just know you had it. Adam had reminded me that you had it. Did you buy the girl? Just yes or no, did you buy the girl?
Yes.
Okay, did you get gas?
No. Yeah, I got gas.
You were Ryan was talking about electric grills.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, paid attention to a conversation. My bad.
I thought you meant you bought a gas grill. Did you buy gas to go with it, dummy? No, I did get the...
You think so little of me that you think I would have asked that question?
I got the Blackstone 2-burner gas.
Oh, you got John excited again because he thought you were talking about a magic set.
Don't do that.
I got the Harry Blackstone Jr. 50 tricks in one box.
Wow.
Got the rings, got the cups, got the balls, got everything.
Well, you got the balls.
I got the Blackstone 2-burner.
You're very good at that, Adam.
I did not get the stand because I thought, no, this is a tailgate. I'm just going to put this thing on the gate of my truck.
Okay.
Getting into the tailgate was the most arduous task of the entire weekend.
Why?
2:30 kick. We're going to get there at 10:30.
Okay.
That's 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
So we leave our the place where we were staying, which was wild. This place, I thought it was just a normal Airbnb, like a house. We pull up to it. It's a business front. It's like some healthcare business of some kind. And I'm looking at Marcy. I'm like, what did you book us into? You know, me just pissy. You know, completely ungrateful. I'm like, what is this? What is this? We go around to the back. I don't even know how to get into the place. When we finally get in and go upstairs, it's like a 2-story condo mansion. Awesome. Wow. This place we stayed in was great, but it's like half an hour away. So Saturday morning, we leave at 10 a.m. with our friends whose son is friends with our daughter, and, you know, we're staying in this place together. We drive. We get 25 minutes, 30 minutes from campus, 25 minutes, and I see the football stadium on my left. I'm like, oh, I guess we're going to turn in here. The guy goes, no, you're lot 22. Go down and make a left at the light. Okay. We're a mile away. How long does it take us to go the final mile? So we travel the 30-minute trip, 25 minutes. Now we're a mile away. How long does it take us to get into our parking spot?
Well, this is UMass, and the football team's terrible. So I'm thinking, well, the way you're setting it up.
Well, see, I would counter that with, yeah, they're terrible, so there's no crowd control. Like, they're not experts.
It's like going to a Revolution game as opposed to a Patriots game.
Right.
Okay.
Like, if you go to, like, Ann Arbor and they're getting 100,000 people, they deal with that, whatever, how many Saturdays a year they can funnel the traffic. I'm guessing since this was, like, Parents' Weekend, it's far more people than they normally get. And so they have no idea how to dictate the traffic.
Final mile. 1 hour.
Whoa!
1 hour.
I wish I didn't encourage you to go. It's almost like I saw something like this happening and it being a huge waste of time.
But, man, once we got in there, and it's like, now it's 11:30, right? And it is, I've been to tailgates, Fred. I've been to Michigan State, Michigan, Nebraska. You know, big tailgating. Mm-hmm. I have not seen anything like this. I mean, it was absolutely jam-packed. There's smoke coming up from everywhere. There's games going on, just a sea of cars and people. I'm like, oh, this is actually a good time. This is a good time. And the weather was perfect. We get into our spot, and we told the guys, like, we bought 2 spaces, so we're going to need the second space. He goes, that's fine. And we get in there. As the truck is being unloaded, I just get the grill fired up. Ooh. I just get the Blackstone
right
on.
off the top.
I just get it heated. And the first thing I do is put a pound of bacon on that sumbitch. And they're like, what is this guy doing? He's doing bacon. Other people got dogs and burgers going. And then bacon. People start coming around the truck. I'm like, that's right. I got the bacon going. Marcy even says to me, she's like, you already cooking? I'm like, I'm already cooking. You set up your chairs. You do your little plates and your cups. Have some wine. You're fine. Just leave me to it. I'm on the tailgate of my truck. I got bacon going. Unfortunately, I forgot to put the drip cup on the back, so then I get bacon grease spilling down onto the tailgate of the truck. That's fine. The dog went nuts when I got home. It'll be okay. I get the bacon off the grill, and I'm like, now what? How about some pancakes, people? They're like, whoa.
How, on a grill?
Now that people are starting to mill around, now there's chatter. At first, it was just now people are starting to watch.
Hey, check it out.
By the way, you can read all about this in the New York Times. All right, Adam's telling me you got like 10 seconds.
We'll save it for later. I can't even do it. I barely started.
By the way,
I barely started.
We still got 2.5 hours till kickoff, Fred.
I don't think the cafe is open here for whatever holiday you said it was. So, wow. No one has to work ever. All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots won their fourth in a row yesterday, overcoming a bad start to beat Tennessee 31-13 in Nashville. Drake May, 21 of 23 passing for 222 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Ramondre Stevenson added 88 yards rushing, 1 touchdown, and most importantly, 0 fumbles.
I give thanks to the O-line. They were working, moving people all day, getting double teams, getting up to the second level. So they made my job a little easier, and I feel like we were all working together.
Patriots are now 5-2. They're back home to play Cleveland this Sunday. The Browns are 2-5, and they might have gotten Miami's Mike McDaniel fired after a 31-6 win over the Dolphins yesterday. The Athletic reported yesterday the Patriots have placed phone calls about pass rushers so far, but not about running backs, with the trade deadline a little over 2 weeks away. Bruins have followed up a season-opening 3-game win streak with 4 straight losses. David Pastrnak scored twice, but that's all they got as they lost in Utah to the Mammoth 3-2. Their next game is against Brad Marchand and the Florida Panthers at TD Garden tomorrow night. And at the baseball playoffs, Toronto beat Seattle 6-2, and that forces a 7th and deciding game of the American League Championship Series tonight. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Bossy. Catch every game at the Bossy Sports Lounge in Natick. Wall-to-wall TVs, craft food and drinks, plus golf simulators, darts, and more. Visit them in the Natick Mall and learn more at bossy.net today. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9:30.
Get the app.
There's the potential there for big stuff.
98.5 The Sports Hub app. Get the app. Toucher and Hardy.
Individuals who seek acceptance, respite, and care.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
And hello again, everyone. A very pleasant good afternoon and welcome to Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. Stevenson runs it right, shoved out of bounds along the far side. For Stevenson, Ramondre cuts it back right across the 30.
That's the Ramondre that we know. Get him outside.
Shotgun snap to May. Throws it back corner for Hooper. What a throw and an outstanding play.
Great throw, great catch. Great throw, great catch. The catch is all Hooper. The release is all May.
Quick throw down low, caught by Hollins to the 35 of Tennessee.
Hollins gives you that physical presence, like throwing the ball to a tight end out there with speed.
As the final half minute will elapse, Mike Grable, blue vest, white sleeves. Patriots have won their 4th in a row.
But I am still thirsty.
Nice. I like that.
It rhymed.
I liked it.
It's that MC Sosi making a comeback.
What do you want out of me? I told you I liked it. I didn't have to say anything.
It rhymed.
Well, now I don't like it because you seem to be insisting upon it. We're Toucher and Hardy. You can watch us on YouTube. I'm sick of saying it, but I feel like I have to. You can subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. We have a lot of good videos and things of that nature. Bob Sosi's part of the team. He's the voice of the New England Patriots on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Patriots Radio Network. Bob Sosi's Hot Takes are brought to you by Bigelow Tea. By now, you should know Bob starts every game with his favorite Bigelow tea. No matter how hectic your day gets, be sure to grab a mug of Bigelow tea and tea proudly. Bobby! Hello! Welcome back.
Hello, Fred. Hi, Hardy, John. How are you guys doing?
Good. I got a chance to hear some of the game as the second half was a bit of a joke, so I listened to it as I walked my animal, or he walked me. And excellent job as always. You're fantastic. The best play-by-play guy in the nation. Best radio play-by-play guy in the nation. And I mean that. And I listen to a lot of games. So in a lot of different broadcast teams, we play them on the air, and I think that you're the best. How about that?
What? Oh, Fred, I'm flabbergasted. I appreciate that. Seriously, thank you very much.
No, and I promise you, I'm not just heaping false accolades upon you. I do think that you are the best in the business. All right, so look, teams lose to bad teams on the road. What the Patriots are doing is incredible. What Drake May is doing is incredible. So there are going to be things that listeners were just talking about because this is what you talk about when your team's really good. Is that look? Drake May took a lot of hits yesterday. First of all, from your opinion, why was that? Was it like offensive line play? Was he hanging on the ball too long? Was he being too reckless while he was running? Like, what was the reason?
Well, I think that there were some offensive line issues. It looked like, and again, just watching it live and not breaking down tape and not really knowing the intricacies of offensive line play, I noticed a couple of times that Jared Wilson really struggled on the left side of the offensive line. He was being on a couple of different plays, and there were another few opportunities too where I thought the Titans were able to exert a little bit pressure on May. The Patriots did catch a bit of a break with Jeffrey Simmons not being a real factor yesterday because of an early injury for him. I also thought that when Drake ran, he was often running in the middle of the field. There were some times where he was able to angle to the sideline and get out of bounds. I thought he did the best that he possibly could, realistically, and try to protect himself. I mean, the one play where he was summoned by the spotter, he got thrown down on his back, and it's one of those plays where your head snaps back and hits the turf. Something that happened a couple of weeks ago, and we thought might provoke him being removed from the game, and did not happen. So yesterday, I think a combination of things. I was a bit surprised, frankly, though, the last series that he was out there, And Zoe and I had talked about that, with the game situation, what it was, the Patriots up 31-13 at the time. He'd already been pulled off the field. Maybe this is the opportunity to give Josh Dobbs this series, and maybe if there's one other, at that point, it would be only kneel downs for that second series for Dobbs. It would be a great opportunity to get Drake out of the game and kind of make sure that you save him from himself. But Mike Vrabel believed that he was capable of going, and if he's able to play, that he will play.
Bob, why do you think Drake is getting hit so much, and do you think they left him in too long?
This is a callback to the Mike Reese interview where we started the interview talking about Drake May getting hit, and Hardy ended the interview with Drake May getting hit.
It was just called bookending.
Yeah, it's a skill. You watch 60 Minutes, obviously. You see how they'll have Netanyahu on, and they'll start with a question and end with the same question.
It was my 5-minute zone out at 7:20 this morning. How good was it to see Ramondre Stevenson running the ball like he did yesterday?
It was great to see him running the ball. We talked a little bit about it last week, and then during the course of the week, we heard from a number of people, including Mike Vrabel, that it seemed as though there was some tentativeness for Ramondre Stevenson. And Garrett Bradbury, the center, when he talked to the media last week, he also said, hey, it's on us as offensive linemen to maintain our blocks for the running backs longer than we have been. And I thought yesterday it was a combination of a couple of things, them doing just that, Stevenson as well, running more freely. Obviously had to protect the ball, that's number one. But maybe in the previous couple of games, especially in New Orleans, it was noticeable where there were seemingly some opportunities to step out of tackles and break contact and make some big plays in the running game, where they just didn't do that. And it seemed maybe overly protective, running very cautiously. Yesterday, I thought he showed vision. He was able to cut. He bounced things to the outside, or he cut them back from the outside to the inside. He just looked like a more confident and I don't want to say loose runner, because we don't want him to be loose considering his fumbling issues, but he just seemed to play, with, I think, a more natural style that he showed a couple of years ago when he had a really fantastic season for them in 2022. I think he's an effective back when he starts to the outside and then he's able to cut it back. And he did that yesterday, I thought, very well.
I'm more concerned on the defensive side of the ball and what happened at the beginning of the game yesterday, Bob. Yeah. Obviously, they were dominant in the second half, but they were having trouble getting to the quarterback in the first quarter, maybe the first quarter and a half. The start was not particularly good, and the defense has struggled at the beginning of games. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, John, we talked about it as it was happening, and it seems like we've talked about it a lot week after week in terms of the slow starts for the defense. And I know that the offense begins a game with a scripted number of plays, so you've prepared for their offense all week long based on what you've seen on tape, expectations based on what they have done in the past, and sometimes you're going to face some wrinkles that you just aren't prepared for because they're trying to adjust as well. But you still, I think, with the Patriots, have to be concerned about these slow starts defensively. And as well, the big plays to give up that long pass play for the touchdown very early on. The Titans had not scored a first quarter touchdown before that throw by Cam Ward across the field to a wide open receiver. And I think that, they've given up a large number of those big pass plays. And granted, a lot of them were the first week of the season versus Las Vegas. And you look back on that game now and in light of what's happened to the Raiders down the stretch. And, I think they certainly haven't been victimized as often since that game, but that was certainly a red flag warning about the defense. And, they haven't given up as many, but they have still given up far too many on a regular basis. And I don't know, what the answer is. I'm sure that Zach Core and Mike Vrabel are trying to prepare them differently at the start of games. I thought, maybe yesterday we talked about it on the air that there was an energy level that, maybe it wasn't sustained from the previous couple of weeks. And part of that could be just the travel. But that doesn't mean it wasn't a great effort. But I just didn't think that, as you said, they weren't able to get a lot of pressure on Cam Ward until they got going in the game, and Caleb on Chase made a couple of plays as a pass rusher that really got them going. Milton Williams, too. I'll say this. Milton Williams is the one guy who comes ready to play week after week up front for them defensively.
Yeah, what a great free agent signing, and, a rare free agent signing just in general of someone who can have that kind of impact at his age. Usually you're getting guys at the like a Judon, that's like 30 years old. To get a young kid like that that's being so effective is quite a coup. Look, the Patriots are going to make the playoffs. The Patriots could have a home game in the playoffs. And this is, I know there's a lot of season to be played, and so this isn't particularly about the playoffs, but it's just putting them in a position where they're in an important game against a good team. Where are they vulnerable? Like, if you were looking at this team now who's rolling, like, what do you see that, if anything, I guess, but there are, but what would be the vulnerabilities?
Well, I think you start defensively, Fred, and it's kind of related to what we just talked about free agent signings. Milton Williams has worked great for them. Thus far, Carlton Davis, on the flip side of that, is a veteran player that we thought would give them that late lockdown capability at the two cornerback spots. He's had his struggles week after week, including a play yesterday where he fell down and a receiver got wide open for a catch downfield for the Titans. And with Jalen Hawkins out the last couple of weeks, the Patriots, with Kyle Duggar back there defensively, have played, it seems, a very conservative style. Zoe talked about it during the broadcast each of the last 2 weeks. And so I think as you get into games against, better offenses, and, you look at, for example, the possible playoff matchups. If you end up, I never thought I'd be doing this.
Well, believe me, I spent the whole offseason saying how ridiculous it is to talk about them being in the playoffs. So, listen, I'm in the same boat.
But, you think you run into Andy Reid in Kansas City, you run into Sean Payton in Denver.
Well, see, that's interesting. You and I are on the same page. Yeah, defensively, I think you're vulnerable against those teams, and it is funny because I do think Denver is one of those teams that you don't want to play in the playoffs because of coaching and that defense.
Go ahead.
No, that's it, because of coaching and that defense is just what I'm saying. I'm saying I agree with you. We're same page.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think, you start right there, and I also think, again, the lack of depth, even where they're better. There's no question they're improved in a lot of different spots, but there are very few positions right now where I think you could say with any confidence that, they have a lot of depth there, or they have depth there. I heard John in the headlines mention that they were reportedly in the market shopping for a pass rusher, but not a running back. And you look at the situation. Stevenson ran it well yesterday. Trayvon Henderson, still running inside, doesn't seem to be as confident as we kind of thought he would be coming out of preseason. So if something happens with Ramondre, you look at some of the other guys who've been, in the last couple of weeks, either on the injury report, have had to come out of games because of injury briefly. I hear Landry up front, Davis at corner. Looks like I think they're in the market for a cornerback too, based on some reports. If they lose another player from the linebacker,
you can have Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
Take them.
Who knows? There's a lot of areas I think where they're thin and vulnerable, especially as you get deep into the season.
You listen to John's headlines?
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate that.
Or you just heard this last one while you're on hold?
I did. I appreciate John's value to the program.
See that?
It's just a way to get another sponsor in. Hey, when you said that Scott was talking about the, well, it's true. I mean, but John is a third mic. He does more than that. See, the headlines are inconsequential. It's what he brings to the show outside of that. See, Johnny, I gave you a compliment.
Thanks.
All right, but you mentioned Scott talking about the defense being more conservative, and I'm just the guy. How is that? Like, what are they doing that makes them more conservative defensively?
I think a lot, more zone coverages than, maybe the expectation was coming into the season. I thought yesterday they didn't blitz as much. And again, this is without the benefit of numbers, so I should be very, very careful here. But I go back to last week. They sent Davis from the corner on the first play of the game. And before we knew it, the Saints were 50 yards downfield with a long completion to the receiver that, he left on that blitz. And I thought yesterday there were some times where the blitz got picked up very well by the Titans and, to their credit. But I just feel like, and Zoe has said this, that, there've been some softer zone coverages. Now, granted, yesterday, second half, they had a big lead. And I think some of those numbers for Cam Ward in terms of his completion percentage, a bit misleading, especially once the Patriots took control of that game. There was no sense that he was going to be able to lead them on any kind of a comeback. But, they gave up some stat padding completions in the second half. And it's understandable with that lead. But I think, over the course of the last couple of games, it's been, I don't want to say a softer defense, but certainly it hasn't been, press coverage all the time, get up in the receivers, try to jam them at the line and use Gonzalez and Davis as we kind of expected in the preseason. Part of that could be, again, the issues of the secondary overall without Hawkins. Part of it could be Gonzalez's injury and as well what Davis might be playing through.
Yeah, definitely depth's an issue. But listen, when they're healthy, they are something else. I mean, again, going into Tennessee on the road and winning in that fashion, a lot of good teams lose to bad teams on the road. It can't be overlooked. Bobby, thank you so much, Bob Sosi. And you get to be home for a couple of weeks. We appreciate the time as always, sir.
Hey, guys, I really appreciate it. And just, a quick note, too, about May. The way he's playing, it doesn't really matter who the opponent has been, good or bad, and to have the kind of success, the efficiency he's had throwing the ball. That's pretty remarkable. Bodes very well for them.
Yeah, they have a franchise quarterback, and they had to go a whole 4 years between them. That's amazing.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Bob. All right. You could be a fan of a team, be 50 years old, and they've never had a franchise quarterback, or you could get two in a 4-year gap.
This only take a second, Adam, but I heard someone else in one of the national shows driving in this morning talking about how the Jets, they just really, seem to be struggling with finding that quarterback, to lead the team. I'm like, there's someone else who mentions that from time to time. It's been an issue for them.
Homegrown quarterback, Ken O'Brien.
Oh,
Ken O'Brien.
Yeah.
Ken O'Brien was good.
Yes,
but
that was the 83, right? 83 draft.
Yeah, he was. That was the Elway Marino draft. They passed on Marino, which probably a good decision. They passed on Marino, but listen, a lot of worse quarterbacks were taken before Ken O'Brien, and then
Tony Eason, for example.
Right? Yeah, Tony Eason was a disaster. Well, and hated. I didn't realize how much people hated him.
And the part of the problem was, just real quick, the head coach couldn't stand him. Ron Meyer, the SMU guy, was the head coach here, and when they did that 30 for 30 on that quarterback draft class, Meyer was still saying he sucked. I didn't want him.
Yeah, and people questioned his toughness. Yeah,
many times.
My mailman does not like Tony Eason. He brings him up, and but yeah, if you want to talk about Chad Pennington was okay, but
Pennington was the best quarterback I think you guys have had.
Well, no, Testaverde.
Well,
but drafted and developed, yes.
Pennington was since O'Brien.
So So you say you heard a national that's very fair.
Yeah.
Now, everyone knew Darnold was good. They just hired a bug-eyed creep to be the coach, and he couldn't effing get it together. No one in the media went, Darnold sucks. Even when he said, I'm seeing ghosts against the Patriots, everyone knew he was good. He's a smart kid. He's a good kid. He's incredibly talented. Mm-hmm. He's big. And they had hired a bug-eyed loser to coach him that neglected the rest of the team and still couldn't Ugh. Oof. All right. By the way, I don't even care when they lose anymore. So
it's gotten to that, really.
They're 0-7, John. I mean, I feel sorry for my son, who feels obligated to watch the games with me.
Maybe you get that kid Mendoza from Indiana as your next quarterback.
Oh yeah, he's can't miss.
He's going to be a Heisman Trophy winner this year.
I don't
Fred.
care what he does. If they take the kid from Oregon, if they're going to take a kid, I don't like that Mendoza kid. Watch now, will be the next Brady. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
I don't like the looks of this crash more.
I don't care if I die at all. Everything has sucked lately.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Saying I shouldn't care if I die? Adam wants me to kill myself. All right.
email bit. We should do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
Helps turn on the microphones. Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. Emailing us is a assault to the senses and really about the biggest accomplishment you could do on a Monday. And if you want to do that, you can get our email addresses at 985thesportshub.com. And you can follow us on social media at Toucher and Hardy, and then at Hardy985. And if you want to see pictures of me with Kendra Middleton, you can go to at Fred Toucher, because that seems to be the only thing that gets any traction.
How many new followers did you get over the weekend as a result of that photo you posted?
You know what? I don't know, and I don't know if it updates that quickly, but I do know how to look.
Okay.
So I have gotten 407 new followers since that went up.
Nice. There you go.
So you say, Fred, why do you put pictures up with Kendra? Well, first of all, I consider her a friend, and second of all, in much lesser reason, the amount of followers I get. And then you say, Fred, why do you want followers? Because companies want you to have followers when they advertise.
Hey.
And I've never put out an ad, but I'd be more than willing to, and I've been, people have requested it, but this is all through the station, too. Mm-hmm. I'm not, like, trying to be an influencer, wink. But, no, seriously, companies, when they advertise, will go, well, you guys put something up on social media. Hardy does it a lot to get free stuff. You know, you get the golf stuff and stuff. You do a good job. You do an opening and stuff of that nature.
I do it for the love of the game.
Right, and you pay for all that stuff and out of the kindness of your heart.
Which is why I'm heading out to Sutton, Mass later to go see Keegan Bradley and Chris Berman have a little chin wag in front of the media for the Travelers Championship.
It's funny because that's really bugging you. I can tell it's bugging you today. Because I can tell also that might be why you zoned out of the Reese thing in the beginning.
I was going over the itinerary, seeing like the timeline. How is this going to work out? How is this going to affect the nap schedule today? The Monday nap is maybe the most important nap of the week.
Now, some would point out, remember how much you made fun of me when I was talking about having to go to Hofstra, but I instead chose to relate to you and said, I get it. I mean, interviews are a time to zone out a lot. We all have done it. So if you're texting people, interview is a good time to do it. And then all of a sudden there will be a weird, awkward silence, and I'll be like, oh, Jesus Christ. Now I got to think of something to ask. And then I'll be going through my head because I've been listening, but like half listening. Like that 4 hour. You make fun of the job, but 4 hours of like rapt attention.
It's a long time to pay attention.
It's a long time to pay attention.
Now, listen. I don't want to let any more time go by because we already screwed this up earlier, and Ben called us on it. Hardy, I'm so bummed I didn't get to hear more about the Blackstone and your fierce navigation of UMass traffic. Like Christopher Walken, I got a fever, and the only cure is more Blackstone talk. Did you get some good home fries going on that bad boy? Perhaps some well-done onions in the bacon grease? Was the setup as seamless as we all imagine? What about the breakdown? Does your truck have some features that make tailgating even more enjoyable for you? And this is from our pal Ben. So let me pick up where I left off, Fred, because when I last left you, we had navigated the last mile.
Oh, I'm aware.
Into the UMass tailgate on Saturday in 1 hour. 1 hour it took us to go the last mile, but we finally got parked, and as they're unloading the truck, I just got the Blackstone, the brand new 2-burner gas propane model, fired up on the actual tailgate, and I threw a pound of bacon down on that thing, right? Mm-hmm. Just to prime the pump, so to speak.
Right. People started sniffing. People's like, something's going on over there.
Just to get the sniffing started.
Yeah.
It was when I took out the pre-mixed pancake batter that you just add the water to and shook that up and started pouring pancakes on that hot griddle with a little bit of the bacon grease still down there. Yeah. That people started to stop and really take notice.
Did anyone faint?
There was no fainting. Now, a couple of security people walked around and they said, let's keep it moving through here, people, right? Not too much congregating because they were starting to block the
I heard federal
flow.
agents got involved. They thought it was some kind of crazy no kings thing.
I'm glad you heard about that, and it wasn't an issue. but they were there, and they were just watching. They were kind of monitoring the situation.
You know what you said? You said people of all political affiliations are welcome.
All are welcome. All are
pancakes
welcome.
for everyone. Did Adam float by because he saw that there might
the
be
wafting didn't make its way far east enough.
He wafted through. His body was parallel to the ground as he just rode the waves of aroma over to the tailgate.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't invite him to come over. It's like a pancake breakfast situation.
Allow me to tell you what happened next, because it's just kind of like a little warm up. Pounded bacon done. Go ahead, have a slice, enjoy it. Kids walking by. Is that bacon? I'm like, go ahead, take a piece. You're fine. Once everyone else is there set up, and again, it really was a scene, this whole UMass tailgate, my first one. Just thousands.
No one goes in, but everyone tailgates.
A few people went in. We went into the game for like a half an hour, but who cares? The mainstays are the burgers and the steak tips and all this stuff. It's still AM. So what I do, Fred, is along with the accessories that I bought with the Blackstone and these little silicone kind of
breasts
holders where you crack an egg in that thing, bust the yolk.
Hey.
Daddy's doing breakfast sandwiches. Now, Blondie, thanks for showing up. She starts having the bagels for me and putting some butter on those things.
That.
I'm like, thank you for, participating. Don't get too close, but glad you're actually, doing something here. She starts slapping down the bagel halves on one side while I'm doing the eggs on the other. Flip those eggs over, get some cheese on top. Can you hand me some of that bacon, please? What? It's already cooked. Shut up and hand me the bacon. And I get those kind of pressed down into the melty cheese, take a bagel, put the egg with the melted cheese and the bacon that's kind of now like infused in all of it. The other bit. Who wants a breakfast sandwich?
Kapow!
Oh, everybody. Only every frickin' buddy wants a breakfast sandwich.
Of course.
At the tailgate.
Who wouldn't? It's early.
Now people are losing their minds. This is where the fainting and the falling out starts.
Well, this sounds like it's also people. I'm surprised there wasn't a fight with your obvious one-upsmanship of everyone else that was grilling.
Was
around
there
you.
anyone trying to compete with you with an eye shot?
Some guy. So some guy wandered over and he just like introduces himself. I'm in the zone. I can't be talking. My daughter brought her roommate over, I think. I'm like, yeah, I met you once, but that's enough. Can't you see I'm busy?
Sure.
Would you rather talk to me or have one of these sandwiches, stupid?
This guy comes over and he starts talking, and he's making small talk, which normally I'm a big fan of. But then I realized he was sent over to infiltrate to get me off my game from one of the other competing tailgates.
Think about that.
So I engaged him in small talk for a couple of minutes, and then I said, "You're going to have to shut up and go away so I can be left alone here." And he did. He understood.
Sure.
He understood that he had been found out, and then he left. After everyone settles and all the breakfast sandwiches are settled in their bellies, who wants a hot dog? They're like, get the F out of here with your hot dogs. Like, we just had a breakfast sandwich. I'm like, I know, but now how about a little hot dog for a dessert? And I get the dogs going on there. We brought burgers, didn't even get to them. Between the breakfast sandwiches and the hot dogs, that's all anybody could deal with, really. And at that point, they did actually make us break stuff down because I think maybe they do want you to go to the game at some point. So they ask you to kind of like take the tailgate down.
Really? Before the game? No.
It was 2:30. It was like kickoff time.
No, whatever. I've never heard of that in my entire life.
I had never heard of it either. They asked people to kind of like clear out and like kind of pack up a little bit and get things kind of like wrapped up once the game is already kicked off. So we did, and we walked over. It was about 3:15, and somebody asked, it's like, oh, we're going to make it over for halftime? I said, something tells me we're in plenty of time to catch more of the first half. And we walked over. When we walked in, there was 6 minutes left in the second quarter. I don't know what we watched. It's not really football. It's something attempting to be football. What we did see was the halftime where they brought on 2,000 kids onto that field. I don't think I'm exaggerating. It was marching band day at UMass. So they had
Jonathan.
I'm listening. Do tell.
They had representatives from I don't know, 30 schools there, and they all
got a
went
drum
out there.
line. We got a drum line working. What do we got?
I don't know what it was. They didn't really describe it other than the entire field was filled with marching bands from 50 different schools, and they did a few Taylor Swift songs and then left. And I said, well, that was weird. And then my daughter said, can we go? And I said, absolutely.
Well, that's what the marching bands are there to do, challenge you and blow your mind. Like it's like seeing Laurie Anderson or something live. Like you see it, you go, that was weird.
I said, you don't want to see how this UMass Buffalo contest turns out? She said no. So we ended up going back and God, what did we do? I think we went. Oh, we had dinner in in one of the dining halls later on. Not that anybody was hungry,
right?
But you got to make a showing of it.
Yeah.
But the Blackstone was a big hit. Big hit.
Now, when you got home, how long did it take you to wipe it down and clean it properly?
I did plenty of wiping down as we were going. I was squirting hot water on that thing and scrubbing it down, and I it's like I've been doing it my whole life. I kind of took to it. If somebody sits down on a piano and they can just play.
Oh, look at you.
That was me in the Blackstone. I could just play that thing.
Midwestern Dad Hardy.
Very impressive.
Living it up.
Set up the cornhole boards. I only got a chance to play half of one game. Brought Can Jam. Didn't even throw one disc at that thing. Was too busy.
Were people playing cornhole?
Yeah.
So that they could be entertained with cornhole?
Well, they come over and it was either that or slip into a food coma from their breakfast sandwich and hot dogs.
It's just so funny that they make you pack up your tailgating, because I have a friend who was a Buffalo Bills season ticket holder, and more than a few times between the Vicodin and the beers, he even take a little snooze from a lot of the game out there in a chair by his. We've had him on the air before. Yeah, you chew Vicodin and drink, and then he'd go with his parents too. Like, I mean, he wasn't alone doing this. His parents weren't doing it, but they'd be just like, just take a little snooze. Leave them be. And they don't make you pack up in Buffalo. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Essential. The Sports Hub.
Goodwill can turn your donations into jobs. They found a direct link between your donations and job creation. Log on to goodwill.org and become a job creator. That's goodwill.org.
Boston Talk Sports.
Break May. We all know what, but we won't say what. Yeah, worst take on these airwaves in the last 24 hours.
We may not take a call today.
The Sports Hub. Hey, listen, if you've got to go, we understand, but make sure you bring the Sports Hub app with you so you can hear more of Toucher and Hardy.
That's what I want on my tombstone.
On the Sports Hub. We know what you're thinking. What could I possibly have missed from the show? It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
Oh, yeah. We're Toucher and Hardy. Someone claiming to be Ernie Bach Jr. is on the phone. Hello, Ernie Bach Jr.
Oh, hey, Freddie. Everybody have a good time at the Marching Band Festival at UMass?
Only Hardy was there, but he sounds like he had a good time.
Yeah, it was good, Ernie.
Yeah, well, I went there, too, after applying. I wrote my application to be there from Route 1 on the Auto Mile, and they put us on a wait list, so the six-piece of us walked down there, the Ernie Bach Jr. Marching Band, and all I saw was a bunch of kids farting around on tubas. They don't want to see six bass drums and two snares, and me up front honking on the bobo.
Now, I know you're one of these, like all rich men, you seem to enjoy bad blues music. But did you have any ringers in there? Like I know in Ernie and the Automatics or the Mechanics or whatever the hell you're called, you have like dudes that were in Foreigner and things of that nature. Is there anyone from Foghat or anything in the band?
Brad?
No. We had a guy who played 2 shows filling in for Chicago up at the Lakes region, but he decided that we weren't good enough for him. I mean, it's just a little upsetting because I'm just so passionate. We had 6 new pieces of interpretive jazz to play for the crowd.
Well, you're doing God's work. Yeah. You're doing God's work, Ernie. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, check us out, Route 1 on the Auto Mile. We're playing out front almost every day.
Okay,
well, listen, I get invited to the few things I get invited to. I get invited to, like, they're opening, like, the Box Center at 1 o'clock on a Monday for the media to come and, like, look at something. And I'm like, these are the things I'm getting invited to?
Yeah.
Like, I hear Greg Hill's, like, like dining with the governor. And I know the governor's sisters. I was friends with them. We still get along. I just don't talk to them as often. But my goodness, I think I'd get invited to something. Every other DJ's out there. Matty came back. He missed being recognized in Boston. He lives in Florida now. No one knows who he is. He missed being recognized, and he comes up, and he says that to me. He's like, "We're playing golf," and he says, like, "Yeah, I miss getting recognized." And I'm like, "What planet are we on? You get recognized? No one says anything to me. There's nothing."
You know what? You would have been very heartened by this. 3 times during that tailgate, kids came up to me and like saw me either at the Blackstone or just around the truck, and they said, "Wait a second, are you Hardy?" And they hadn't heard us talking about it. They just recognized me from the show and from the station, came up, and these kids, they just want to talk a little sports.
Probably from the midday show.
That.
Probably from your work on the midday show.
No, they were they're actual fans, and a lot of them listen. They listen online.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
Coming up to you. Not coming up to me.
Well, there was a death, and we had talked about this before, when people of our generation start to die. Now, this appears to be an untimely death, but the bassist from Limp Bizkit has passed away, Fred. Do you know who the bassist for Limp Bizkit is? Or was on Saturday?
I know about the mark he's left culturally.
Listen to that.
Just think about it.
Okay, so there's a video of Fieldy, who's the least talented musician in the history of the world. That's not hyperbole. Fieldy's Dreams is the worst album of all time. We've had this discussion. Bands used to come in on tour to 99X and ask for Fieldy's Dreams album from me. I had boxes of it because it became a joke on tour buses. It was his rap album. There is a video out, because I don't want to make fun of a guy that just died, but there's a video out of Fieldy who's still alive, where it's like him playing bass and like showing how he played a song.
Oh God,
dude! So he takes the back of like his fingernails like from the back, so like the back of his hand is strumming the bass,
right?
And it's like bar chords on a bass. It's ludicrous that he gets paid to play an instrument. Like it's and like the singer from Korn's like a nice guy, and like I've hung out with him before, like Jonathan Davis. Like I don't even have a problem with Korn. Got the Life's a good song. Fieldy, oh my God, it's like embarrassing. Like they made the video and he's like, I really need you to see it. I don't know how to find it.
Sam Rivers was his name. Only 48 years old. The guy from Limp Bizkit was 48. I always thought of those guys being like my age or a little older.
Fred Durst is older than me. Fred Durst might be like exactly your age. I know he's a little bit older than me.
He's a little older than me.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
So, best Monday ever. I walk in past, I go in the parking garage, I walk past the gym there. Guess what comes on the music down there?
What?
Flat Bottom Girls. Bang.
Yeah.
Flat bottom?
Fat bottom. But I heard you.
Fat bottom. So
it's fat bottom.
It's fat bottom.
So I heard you say something during the broadcast. Josie played in Nashville, and you were like, Josie.
Yeah.
They don't play that anymore at the Patriot games?
Well, we haven't won at home in a really, really long time. There's so much turnover in the team. I really think like that was an attachment to the end of the dynasty.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it'd be pretty cool to start something new there. They can play it if they want.
Well, there was a point where they would play
Joe
Josie.
the circus monkey and I'd jump up and down.
Well, well, there was a point where it was actually very cool. They would play Josie, and you would like lean out, and like the crowd would be like almost singing to you.
Nuts.
You won 20 at home, and they start playing with 4 minutes left, and the place goes nuts. Yeah. Everybody's lubed up. Party hell's a tailgate.
Unbelievable.
I mean,
it's a bitch getting in there, isn't it?
1 hour to go the last mile.
Would you ever expect that university to have that type of tailgate?
It's
unbelievable.
Best tailgate I've ever seen.
I know.
It's unbelievable.
Well,
they do make you go in the game, though. That's the problem.
0-7.
I know that's rich. I've never. Have you ever heard of that before? Like making you go into the game.
The team is so bad; they want fans to go in. Ask people.
I don't know.
This
man.
isn't like this year. This is like I think the last.
No, I know they
35
suck.
Years.
I was in town when they became a Division I football program. I mean, it was a mistake.
Yeah.
Weren't they good at the level they were at?
They won. Mark Whipple won a national championship at the 1AA level.
The Duval guy, Liam Cullen. He was quarterback there.
Oh, I think I did
was
know
pretty
that.
good.
I think I did know that.
Remember Victor Cruz?
Victor Cruz,
That's right.
the Giant. Yes, he was. Everyone loved Victor Cruz. All right, the kid could fly. All right, there you go. We'll be back tomorrow, it seems. That'll do it for us, everyone. Have a great